don't talk, you don't make noise. Let's say you're a dummy, or you're insane, or you don't complain, or you're not ready to complain. Now, if you're not complaining, the friend will think that you're comfortable. Is he not? He will think you're comfortable. Or maybe you establish an investment like Today FM. And then at the end of the year, as an investor, you are expected at least to get, even if it's ₦1 from the investment you have made into the FM. And then your managers are living big, driving bulletproof, enjoying. And at the end of the annual year, they come and tell you story. They say, okay, no vessel, we were able to get something, carry this 1 bucket of water home, 1 bag of rice, 1 chicken. And you don't complain. Two things, either you are not normal, do you understand, or you're ignorant, or you have been hypnotized. I don't know how to put it. That's exactly what's happening in the politics. Now, the sense of us to elect is a process of choosing the MD of the organization called River State. You understand? And the board members that will manage the affairs of our investment, of our organization. Now, at the end of the day, we're expecting that there will be a turnover. And out of the turnover, as shareholders, we benefit from the shares according to our tone of investment. Do you understand? Now, it now get to a point for them to play the role, which is water, housing, health, your welfare, because that's a social contract. Do you understand? And then they are telling you it doesn't matter. They don't care. You go to hospital, no bed, no drug, no light. You finish from school, no employment, right? You go to what's it called? Security. There's no security. Your life is under threat, right? In terms of education, primary school, no chair, no teacher, and you keep quiet. Then you're not normal. That's why I said the citizens don't even care for themselves. That's where that statement comes in.
In your own practice, you know, as an oil and gas expert for flamingos, people come for training.
Of course.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Corporate organizations do send people for training.
Yes.
Do government also send people for training?
That's what I'm saying now. I said the government is not interested. If I see I'm interested, that's where I'm coming. Now, in a situation where the government is interested in the welfare of the people, we have enough deposit of gas. We have a commodity that is a global commodity needed globally. Now, the government will not be careless or will not be bothered or perturbed about it. That is the golden hen that lays the golden egg. Now, the government will think, how can this benefit our citizens? That's the first thinking. A government who cares about the citizens thinks. Now, first, the citizens cannot go there to get a job because they are citizens. Is it possible? You can't just walk to Shell and say, give me a job because you're from River State. It doesn't work so. Now, what will the government do? Is to prepare the citizens. How do you prepare them? Prepare them in giving them skills that are in line with the operations of the company.
And that's what you do.
That's what we do. Do you understand? Give them skills that are in line with the operations of the assets. But the government is not interested. That is one. Then two, how do we share dividend in the operations of these natural resources? You have to invest. At this point, probably you could travel out, go to Saudi, go to other countries that have advanced in it, source for partnership. Let's even say the refinery sector, where for so many years, even if that Dangote came and rescued us, over the issue of shortage of fuel for decades. Look at it, because now you are buying one product. By the time you extract, you have multiple products. Majority of some of them are not needed here. You export them and earn foreign exchange for the state rather than talking about allocation. You understand? Now, by the time you are able to achieve this, the citizens will get employed in that same investment. The state government will generate tax from that same investment. The government will partake in the share, in the dividend of the organization
at the end of the year when they share dividends.
Making the government more richer, making the government earn foreign exchange, making the government creating jobs for our citizens, boosting the economy of the state.
Let's look at Shell Nigeria.
Yeah.
Ajib Nigeria and all that.
Yeah.
For River State, you know, with even all that is happening, because sometimes you can turn some negative issues to opportunities for you to bounce back in life. For instance, you hear people say, oh, their father didn't train them. That was probably what, or their father said they were going to be useless. And probably that was what boosted their morale to work harder, and they are something today in life. You won't hear Ronaldo talk about his father. A whole lot of people you won't hear about, or you won't hear some people talk about their mother. Probably their mother abandoned them. Now, it looks as though the federal government has abandoned River State, because this is where the oil is. You're carrying the oil. You even share the money and give it to other people. But for small issue that happened here, you say you will withhold fund. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty of that. Can the River State government, like you said, travel to Qatar, other areas, and look for XYZ company who is interested in investing into oil and gas? Bring them, talk one-on-one, without the federal government, in this case now. Just like the same way a POS, a POS person will start this and pay tax to government here without necessarily talking to the federal government. And then can the state government talk with these people one-on-one and say, we have so this thing of mineral resources, is it gas or oil you want? You bring your facility, we'll talk. Okay, 50-50, 60-40. You employ our people and all that, and invest. You bring some, we'll bring some. You drill, you pay dividends, probably you build a refinery, all encompassing. Is it possible? Is there a possibility like that?
See, the problem is that, you know,
or with the federal government,
the federal government cannot do anything. There's no foundation for that. The government here has no business in business. That's what they said to themselves. Today, there's a trade war between America, between China, between so many countries. It is not between what's it called? Not between Elon Musk and this guy that owns Microsoft, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, yes.
It is one government versus another government. The government here does not know. I told you there's no governance. I've said it from time. Because governance has to deal with the welfare of the people. The people must wear clothes. The people must eat. The people must have need for health. This thing, will you use your speech? Or will you cut electors? Is it not money? It is money. And how do you generate this money? Do you pack sand? It is via creating enabling environment and taking part in investment that you generate funds.
Let's look at the technicalities that are involved. You are in the sector.
Listen, see, the government can do it, but they don't know they can do it. They will tell you they have no business doing business. That's what they tell you. Otherwise, what is there? The River State government is wealthy enough to be even more wealthier than Nigeria. That's the truth, because our population is small. And how do you determine a stronger country, a stronger state? Is by per capita income. If the state is boosting over, let's say, $200, $100 billion as their GDP, by the time you divide by per capita income, we should be hitting over 5,000, 7,000, you understand, per citizen. And that's who you are. And if Nigeria is posting $300 and something, $400 something, meaning you're richer than Nigeria. Do you understand? And any investor that want to come, we consider this, and that's why most of them are going to Lagos, because they have a high per capita income. They divide their GDP by their 9-point-something million population. So, but we're in a situation where people don't even understand what we are talking about. All they know is going to convoy, harass people, Christmas come, buy a bag of rice and chicken, and share among the people.
Mr. Maxwell,
yeah,
I want you to go into the technicalities. Now, let us assume they don't know.
Yes.
You are an oil and gas expert.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
if the state government wants to do that,
it, yes.
What is it that they need to do? Do they need to obtain license from the federal government?
Of course.
How can they go about it?
River State already have a license, Riv Gas, under Odele. Odele incorporated an energy firm called Riv Gas. And the vision was to build a refinery owned by River State. Do you understand? They already have it.
There's a license already.
Yes, when Peter Meadow was here on studio, I heard him when he said that he held an energy conference here in River State. And then there was prospect of partnership for modular refineries. And then the host asked him what happened. He said the government was not interested.
Which government was that?
That's the previous government. The previous administration. Yes, was not interested. I had it on this platform. Do you understand? So there's nothing more technical about it apart from the desire, the willingness, you understand, to go into an investment that will generate funds for the state and employment.
So if the license is there, you have an investor on ground. How
Yes.
do they now go about it?
What are we talking about? It's easy. You go and apply for the appropriate licenses from NUPRE.
Okay.
Do you understand? You go to NUPRE, get the licenses, and then commence. Now, if you don't have a fund, then you bring in partners. Then we talk about equities.
Okay.
It's not even about, there are a lot of big boys, big players globally that are interested in investing here. But for the environment, it's not conducive, and the government is not. I told you about proposal I've written up to today. There's nothing. Nobody have said anything. And it is something that will generate employment for the state, get the state fully industrialized. Do you understand? And then boost the economy of the state. But the government is not interested. And then during time of campaign and then seeking for votes, the citizens don't get them engaged in line with this. Even when they promise, there is never a governor that had never promised industrialization. Where are the industries?
You know the reason why I wanted to go into the technicalities?
Yes.
I want, even if the government pretends as though they don't know what to do,
Yes.
I want a situation where the citizens will know. Because it looks as though it's the citizens that is now teaching those in government. Frankly speaking, unfortunately, from my findings, 80-something% of those in government, I have sense more than them.
You know, you don't even talking about 90% or 95%.
Do you understand?
That's it. You have engaged them. I too have engaged them. That's why I'm stuck. I don't even know what to say. Because first and foremost, you should be able to measure the level of IQ the person you're trying to pass the message to. There's nothing you will say here that they will understand. It's simple. If you don't know, bring in those in the private sector. Have citizens of Rivers State that are into the same sector, that are into energy sector. Bring them together, please. As a government, this is where we want to go. This is the direction we want to go. We are tired of this allocation. We want to boost the economy. We want to turn our economy to the real energy economy that it ought to be. Then we look at our potentials. We look at Teche. What is the output? We look at Ogoni. Ogoni has more than 150,000 output.
Instead of us to have this arrangement of Mr. President, they want to
bring
call
in
it guy.
people.
We bring in
Of
people,
course, of
right?
course, yes.
And then liaise with the Ogoni people.
Yes,
and
we
then
extract and process.
and then look at the issues they have also raised.
Of course.
Sort out those issues.
It's
So
going to
it
be
becomes
easier.
the state government versus
My brother,
the
you see,
company
the people,
and the Ogoni people.
Listen, the problem
or
of
the
Ogoni
Eche
people is their most concern is that how will this impact to the economy? I've heard the Mosul president speak several times. He said that thing you see cannot create employment, and he's right. Do you understand? Because it's close to Bonny and it's onshore. The only way the Ogoni people can benefit is when you take up all the process, when you take up all the processes within the area, as in refining the product. Then there will be a value chain.
Okay, just taking the
And
oil
sell to Bonny and sell will create
will
no
not-
employment
will
to
not
impact
create-
no economy. The place will still as quiet as it is. Or it's only few of them that will be there as gardener and security. That's all. So what they want is a situation where that thing can impact on the life of the people. A situation where it can create employment for them, either via partnership with government. Do you understand? Or the government should key into the Ogoni Bill of Rights that addresses their issue. What are we talking about? To boost and enhance their economic welfare. Simple. And how do you enhance it? Do you understand? Look at that Dangote refinery is built there. People that are employed, there are over 20,000. Only Indians alone are about 11,000 plus.
It's true.
Let's even talk about 100,000 barrel crude oil barrel refinery. Do you understand? It will create a lot of employment because there will be export from there. Do you understand? There will be local discharge from there. You know? So that is it. Why will you extract and then send and then you not sit quiet? You sell only crude. The people produce, sell bitumen, sell petroleum, sell.
So in other words, you sell crude at 100 something
per barrel.
Yes. When they refine, they make close to $5,000 per barrel.
So are you being reasonable?
That's madness in
of
the
course.
21st century.
And then no leadership should tolerate that. So it doesn't take. There's nothing more technical about it. You invite, if you don't know what to do, invite the players in the field. Let us sit down and address this. Then we'll take up the costing. Do you understand? We'll cost it and say, okay, this is going to take us about $1 billion. It's going to take us about $2 billion. It's going to take about $3 billion. Then how do we source the fund? Do we go for international borrowing? Do we bring in an existing refineries abroad to partner with them? What do we do? Are we the one as a state government to pay for the crude? You look at this possibility because we don't have technology. They have technology, and it will be cheaper when you partner with them and then let them bring in the technology that will be required to establish such.
Another issue is how the power to take the crude, is it within the purview of the state government or the federal government must allow you?
No, the federal government, normally you have to bid now. You have to bid, or if you want to buy, you get through the NNPC. As a state government, the advantage you have for partnering with the state government is that it's government versus government. Let me put it so. Now, whatever processes the River State government is filing before the DPR or before the NUPRE, it's easier because it's a government thing. If you are an MD, the governor of a state cannot call you and you won't. You know,
mad.
You understand? Especially a state like River State. Do you understand? And then normally they know that by the time the governor is done, small dollar go enter hand. So it's very easy. That one is not even a problem.
They can easily get
yeah,
to.
they can easily get it. It's not a problem. That was not a problem at all. Even if you
So
say
it will be
you
easier.
cannot deny us. For instance, we are extracting from Ogoni or producing from Ogoni. And Ogoni people have got an understanding with the firm and the state government. You will tell them not to take their crew. Are you normal? Are you looking for crisis? You know it's not possible now. So let's not even talk about that. If they want, they get it. That's the truth, but they're not interested. River State is not an ordinary state. Too. It is the economic power of this country. Just that the leadership does not even know what they have. Otherwise,
the leadership don't even know.
They don't know what they have now. Everybody's Lagos. What does Lagos have? You understand? What do they have? There's nothing there.
So it's like a man that his eyes are open but he's blind.
Of course, your eyes are open but you're blind. The only thing Lagos have is former capital. And we're praising former capital as though former capital is natural resources. Or is anything?
Because I was thinking, that's why I said, you are an expert in that industry. You have friends all over the world who are also energy giants. Yeah. And I was thinking, okay, state will just wait. It's only when Shell wants to drill. Federal government come, then they will drill, sell, they will share profit, then they will give 13% and blah, blah, blah. Is it that the state government does not have power to engage a company and say, okay, now that we have oil in Ogoni, if Mr. President says they want to collect, why don't we move sharp? Get a firm, probably build a refinery there, engage with the Ogoni people and say, okay, this is what you want, or you take.
Yes.
And then the state government becomes a shareholder.
Even the Ogoni community can become a shareholder, just like in Dorama.
Yes, the Ogoni community can become a shareholder. So everybody has shares in it. Then you pay tax to federal government.
Yes.
And then you get the crude. Am I correct?
Yes.
Because the crude is there.
Then get refined.
Yes. Then all the byproducts, the ones you can now, and that will also create other industries like the wig industry.
It will, a lot of people, Indians will come there to import. China will come there to import. Yes. Indorama will come there to pick up some of their raw materials. Do you get? It will industrialize the entire environment. You create value chain within the system. So, but just like as I've said, the people are not interested, and that's why we are hungry, and that's why we are poor. We are too wealthy to be asking for urgent 2K. We should be ashamed that citizens of River State could defy shame to ask people, even outside River State, of urgent 5,000. It's unfortunate, my brother, but that is why we have found ourselves, because we have a system that they are not interested about the people. Energy, this thing is a global commodity. The whole world is hunting for it, and then there's no part of it that is not useful. There's no part of crude that is not useful from the beginning to the end.
If you study fractional distillation, there's a whole lot.
Of course, in it. So, but I wish we will have a leader one day, some days, that will take advantage of what we have to create a better life for us. When you talk about agriculture, we don't have that massive land. Anytime we want to go in for commercial agriculture, we need to deploy so much technology. Do you understand? And then this one we have, we don't need to buy it, we extract it. Just extract and process. Then you process and then begin to sell. You generate fund for the state, generate fund for the environment. For instance, if such an action is taken in Ogoni, probably close to Bodo, Bodo already has a big water. From there, they can export PMS, export AGO, export DPK.
And we'll have PMS here too.
Export, of course. So that's it. Export all the raw materials, or export all the byproducts that is gotten from the refinery. Do you understand? It will be a very busy place. There's one small one in my place. They call one modular refinery in my place. Each time I travel home, you see trucks very busy, extracting, loading from that small modular refinery to wherever they want to go to. But at least, you see, even though the community is not benefiting in any form, in any way, do you understand? But at least the place, it has shown that it's doable. Let me put it so, that this is doable.
Mr. Tago, the bulk stuffs on the the doorstep of the governor. You know, a lot of people always say president, president, president.
Yeah.
I am of the opinion that governance within the peripheral is very important. If the governor says this is the way to go, then this is the way. Is it that we have had governors that are not knowledgeable enough to be so enlightened? If Abraham didn't leave his father's house, he wouldn't have been wealthy.
He would never.
But God says, leave and then see, understand. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Is it that we have had governors who are not enlightened enough to know that they have so much power within them to push for something? And then if the federal government is trying to maybe be a stumbling block, the whole world will now know that, oh, so you don't want your people to develop. Is it that we have not been able to have such a governor?
You see, there is no president that would not want a state to take up such venture. No one. Not even his enemy. That's the truth. The moment you're elected as a president, because of the way the system is structured, you'll be looking for news to pacify the people. Do you understand? You'll be looking for news. And the moment the state, engages you and says, we want to build a refinery or want to maximize the potentials of this energy sector within our state, the president will be comfortable. He will give you all the necessary support because it's going to form part of the news. Do you understand? If today the governor of River State engages Mr. President and said, yes, we have engaged with some firm, Shell is going, these boys that are busting pipes as a result of no employment, we want to take up the process of refining this product by ourselves and export and create more wealth for the country. If the president in the next moment will tell you, fixed date for me to come and flag off. Do you get? Now, but the problem is that I've told you that we've had leadership, first they are ignorant. Because for instance, today, if you give me the governor of River State, I will drive the private sector, I will drive the economy, understanding what governance is, understanding what democracy is, understanding that I've been elected, I've been handed that office in trust as the MD of the state called River State, of the organization called River State. And at the end of the day, I don't need to give an excuse. Do you understand? Then I will drive the energy sector, I will drive the industrial sector. Do you understand? And then in all of this, I will know that there is need for skilled workforce. Because I will be penny wise, pound-fully for me to go into such a venture and then be importing skills from India and China. It will make sense. It will make it more difficult for me. Do you understand? So the first 6 months is to invest on them, send them for local and international
training. What are those
training.
Skills?
You talk about process instrumentation, you talk about electrical instrumentation, you talk about pipe and fitting, you talk about welders, you understand, steel welders, you get
blasting.
You talk about blasting, you talk about painters, all the skills that are needed. You put them together and then, my brother, off you go. The moment the skills are set, they've gotten the required training, you open up the place and commence the fabrication.
Okay.
That's the foundation. Because at this point, the design must have been ready. Then commence fabrication as specified in the design. You get 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years, the project is over. You commission.
I am. Let me think like I'm a businessman, but maybe the governors are not thinking like business people, because if a governor can embark on such journey, he will be the richest. Am I correct?
Why not? The governor will be the richest now.
Because he will definitely put his own whatever
interest. Yes.
So even when he leaves as governor,
it's already there.
The system will just be running.
Yes.
For instance, the Ubeta project is going to run for like 20 or 30 years.
Years, yes.
So if the governor, for instance, is 50 now, and that project, for instance, was a River State project, they got the investor, got the technical,
and he's a shareholder.
And he's a shareholder. That's good money.
Of course.
Why are they not thinking towards this direction? Why are they bent on just waiting for allocation to come?
I've said it. Define it from now till next 1 year. It's ignorant. Oh boy, my proposal for industrialization is fantastic. They're going to be wealthy forever for life, even when it's late. The state will be buoyant. Do you understand?
The one you sent to them?
Yes, the state will be extremely buoyant. They will never remember it to become like a country inside a country. They are not the first people I'd engaged now. I'd engaged 5 people. One of the leaders here told me to stop. I told you before. You understand? You see, so that is it. Are you talking about no state exists without without proper economic foundation or strength. Because everything boils down to money. You need a good house, it's money. And one gives value to the other.
That kind of proposal, is it possible for you to see the governor one-on-one? Because let's say, okay, the commissioners around him, let's be frank, most of them are politicians. They might not understand what you are saying. They might not understand that this is foreign currency. It's not the naira. It is foreign currency.
See, the truth is that the commissioner watches the body language of the governor. If you're sending the memo, you're sending a proposal, and then you had engaged the governor before and he's not interested, and you have submitted it, those who receive this correspondence, like the chief of staff and the rest of them, they do that and throw it somewhere, you will not be motivated. Politicians are very smart. If they know that as your leader, what gives you happiness, na fine girl, they're going to show you for phone every day. Okay, you don't see this fine one. This one from Caribbean island, because that's what tips you. If they know that what tips you is to abuse people, the moment they get to you, God, must abuse you today for radio, that boy is a stupid boy. That is how politicians play. Now, if they know that your interest all the time is, please, I want get investors. They'll be scrambling for it. Anyone they see,
because their own interest will be there too.
Oh, of course. Do you understand? They will rush to meet the governor. Okay, see, we've gotten a proposal. Can you look at it? The governor said, I invite them. Let's look at it. In my office, the moment you come for business, as long as I'm around, I'll give you the next 1 hour, 2 hours if I'm not in the office, or if I'm not around the next day, and as I come, I'll follow you up. That's how we think and that's how we behave. What do we even have to do with the money? Is it not build that, get a good car, get a good one? Not to talk of you that you are responsible for over 4 million people, and you sleep and snore, and then the people are hungry. So it is because either ignorant or... But even if you're ignorant, you should be able to understand that these people deserve better life.
So even if he doesn't want to go into it to look into break his head, he can bring someone maybe like the Tonye Coles who are also into Dumolulu Bricks and Co. and say, together. Why not push this thing?
This is what I'm thinking. And I know that you guys are players in this sector. What do we do? Very
Just
simple.
like the Donald Trump that brought in Elon Musk.
Of course.
So why is the governor not bringing in such people?
Oh boy, you've not made friends with politicians in the first place, and you don't partake in the process. The people there, this thing you're saying is 1,000 miles from what they think. Are you not seeing the situation in the state? Can any normal people take position, handle the state the way it's going right now? When you know your action will affect the economy of the state, it will affect the incomes of the people, and you don't bother? That is it. And the people are not even complaining. Instead, they're even celebrating them. That is why we have found that it's a very unfortunate situation. I just pray that God helps us. There's a parable that said, when they caught 3 monkeys, they laugh. When night reach, you go find where you won't go sleep. Nowhere to sleep. Do you understand? So that is the issue. The government, the leader, the political leader, and those who surround them. You cannot have me as a friend and a governor, and I will not drag, and you are ready to listen. That's one thing, being ready to listen. I will always tell you things you can invest and make more money for the state. It is not a rocket science. They did it here. Our elders went to France and brought Michelin. River State 240%.
That's what I'm wondering.
And then Michelin, France has 60. River State 40. And they did it together. Michelin was here. But the more educated people, you understand, the more educated people came on board and then destroyed everything. We had a lot of investment. We had Nalin, we had Revoke, we had what's it called? We had New Climb. There's a lot of investment our people put together. We had Papa Breweries, we had Papa Finance, we had Papa Stores. Do you get? We have Riverside Housing and the Property Development. That the intention was, as you graduate from USC, these organizations will absorb you. Then you can access property, where to live, to Riverside Housing and Property Development. Life was properly organized. But we are discussing it today as if
the days of the theater split.
Yes, we are discussing today as if it's a big deal, as if it's something. And the people that benefited from it, people who benefited from this, during their young age, are not even behaving as if those things exist anymore. So that is the level that governance has failed the people. So that it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. Well, Rivers had a lot of investment. Well, they even had a bank.
The new industry now is Thanksgiving.
That's what we see. Thanksgiving and what do they call it? Reception of what?
Reception.
So
Coming and welcome.
it's unfortunate.
All right, let's take some calls. We're looking at the energy sector and if it's possible for the River State government to go into it independent of the federal government and not wait for, and that's what we're discussing.
Even the federal government investment in the NPC is not working. If not that Dangote came, only God knew where would have been buying fuel for 3,000 by now.
Yes, good morning.
Lottie Master.
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to the co-analyst in the studio. Definitely, I believe that River State has a lot to achieve from our energy sector, given the fact that as I speak to you, I work in Bonny. My name is, sorry I did not say my name. My name is Mr. Samuel Ogutu. And I have seen the lots of, what's it called, energy which God has given, natural endowment which God has given to this particular state. Among all the regions in this federation, I believe that River State still have more of untapped resources. So what do we advise the government to do? From my own perspective, we have individuals in the state, not only the government. They can also write to the government, entrepreneurs, just give us a leave for us to also show you what we can do. We have other people from other states, like Anambra State. Most of them own some of their own factories in River State here. If you go to Abada, closer to Igrita, I know that one of people from the southern state have bought that facility from SPDC. So what are our own people doing in River State? It's not that they don't have the money. Must we wait for the state government to do everything for us? No. You know? So that's my take on that.
All right. You want to respond to that?
Yes. You see, when you talk about investment, is all about funding. Investment majorly is funding. Now, you see why China is exploding? Because the Chinese state is interested in funding our citizens. Wherever they fund an investment, anywhere, any part of the world, they fund it. Now, the state government must run a partnership program that motivates and encourages its citizens of different professions or fields of investment. Now, when you talk about this Anambra and the people you're talking about, that is one of the challenges we have here as citizens of River State. We are very small ethnic groups. You don't even have who to run to. We know what to do. We know where to invest and generate funds and develop the energy sector so well. Even though there are so many things you can't say on air, so that those that you're rendering services will not look as if you're pulling up their secret. Do you understand? Now, but where is the fund? That's the issue. It's about funding. Do you understand? Indians do the same. There is no program that the state government have defined that will harness or improve the private sector funding. Now you have to go to bank. And then the bank you have now here in Nigeria is just money trade. Normally, if you assess foreign loan, most times it's at 3%, 6%. Now, the tenor sometimes 25 years and 30 years. But the one you have here, that the most they can give you 6 months. Do you understand? Now, by the end of the 6 months, if you're not able to pay, then they will put what to call a default clause, and they will be charging you at about 45%. So you can't survive. And sometimes within these 6 months, you're not even done with government documentations.
Okay, that's another issue.
Yes, you're not done with government documentations. Now, by the time you're done with government documentation, you talk about area of location. Sometimes you see community interferences. They tell you this land belongs to great-great-grandfather, they've been given to social grandfather, and all this.
So that's where government needs to come in.
Of course,
provide security.
Anything without government here, it will not work. The problem is that because our problems are complex. Last time I came here, I said, what is conducive environment in UK is different from what is conducive environment in Nigeria. I said it here. These are advanced countries that understand what business is. You don't jump from moon and say you want to come and become governor or president without understanding the workings of the system. They all have it at their fingertips. But as I speak to you today, not even the president of Nigeria understands the workings of the system. That's why you will only feel surprised that people are complaining. Because the lifestyle they live, you understand, separate them from the life of an ordinary man. You go to this advanced country, you see president riding bicycle, they live with the people, they walk into supermarket with ordinary people, they understand, they feel whatever the poor man is feeling, but that is quite different from here. Now, what the banking people do, if you are Maxwell and your name, you're prominent, you have assets, they look at your turnover, they will beg you for loan. They will beg you. Without, you can access facility in less than 48 hours. But as long as you have not got into that cadre, and how do you climb to that cadre? You don't have assets, the public practice, and that's why I see most of the time when they're in power, they loot to have
Mr. Tago, the Dumolulu Briggs Monipulo,
yes, that's the father.
Tonya Cole,
Yeah.
Sahara
Sorry,
Group,
yes.
are they here? Or they are just outside?
They're in Lagos now.
Why are they not here?
Well, the setting here does not favor it. Let me tell you, most of the jobs, bidding jobs we have online, their offices are in Lagos. Majority.
No, because I'm looking at, these are sons of this state.
The setting here does not favor it. I've just told you. We only host. The major oil deal is done in Lagos. That's the truth.
They just come here for operations.
That's all. There's no company here that don't have office in Lagos. If you don't have office in Lagos, you find it difficult. Now, some of the bid we have, especially for rope access, do you understand? We need to assess the facility to see the extent of the work they are asking us to bid for. Do you understand? They are asking us to bid for. Now, for them to create time and date for you to come to Lagos or go to the field to assess that and all that, it takes time. So sometimes we just lost them. But if we have an office there, it's just a walking through. Move down there, look at the asset they want us to work on, look at the facility they want us to work on. It makes it very easy. Or you go there, they take their helicopter, take you to the field. You understand? But majority of them, their offices are not here. The administrative office is not here. So it's one of the challenges we are
So the
facing.
government needs to create that environment.
The government needs to create that environment by partnering with its citizens. Or design a program, you understand, that we can key into.
We have a long way to go.
We'll never start, not to talk about having a long way. We've not even started. Anytime I think about our situation, I just get fed up.
I'm just thinking if... Okay.
What are you thinking? Do you know the dangerous part of it? The citizens don't even know what they are in for. They don't know what they are in for.
Because, like I said, if the Rivers people want to choose another governor in 2027 or 2031, as the case may be, why don't you look at someone who is a businessman upstairs?
My brother, 2031 is far. Has to be 2027. These citizens should start thinking. I'm sure it's not funny with them right now. I'm
so
very
that
much
we'll
sure.
go off this. Because for instance, okay, look at Dumolulu Breeze contested.
Yes.
And then probably he didn't. And then he went back to his business.
Of course.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Tony Cole, the
They
same
cannot
thing.
be desperate.
But the man who brought the man is the one now, instead of him to tell him that, okay, these are the mistakes I make.
Take
Go
it off from
to
there.
Dumo, he will teach you business. Go to this one. Go to this one. I expected that's what he should be doing. Rather than all this.
The governor was supposed to, on resumption, constitute an economic council that will make up of the citizens of the state from different
And these
sectors.
guys too are supposed to be there.
To develop an economic blueprint for the state. Those in the sector will develop. Those in manufacturing
IT.
will develop. Those in IT will develop. Then look at the costing, look at the definition, and then determine how to go about them. The moment you come up with such a thing, you will see investors trooping from all over the world.
And those guys will drive it.
Why would you not drive it? That's your pride now. That's your pride. For instance, they asked me to develop a blueprint for the training of skilled workforce. I will do it with pride. I will tell you the equipment we needed. I will tell you the international organization we need to affiliate with. Do you understand? I will tell you the latest technology and where they are, where they can go to
Because
obtain
that's
1
your
week,
own
3 weeks
area.
training. Of course. That's it.
Okay. This one says, Maxwell, the Lord bless your guest for saying the truth about Boulder City. That's my village. Maxwell, if you see what we have in our community, you'll be amazed. Seriously, Maxwell, when will you and your guest handle any government position in this city? Well, that's what I said. You don't need to handle you just need people who have the interest. I'm sure, yes, Donald Trump is a businessman, but I'm sure he has that IQ, he has that business sense. Most of the leaders of the world probably might not even have opened a shop before.
Yeah.
But they have that mindset. So what they do is they bring people who are into the sectors, because ordinarily
there's nobody in America that comes from the moon like we have here. Even this Joe Biden. Do you understand?
Yes,
He's into energy sector.
Yes, they probably must have done one thing or the other.
Yes.
But even an accountant like Governor Fubara,
yes.
what I expected, like you said, was to bring all of you together.
Bring
Dumo, bring Tonyeko, bring other people that we don't know their names, bring them from different sectors and say, oh boy, you guys should
constitute an economic council for the state.
Yes, we want to hit social GDP. How do we go about it? You are IT, you are oil and gas, you are agriculture, you are manufacturing. Develop a blueprint for me. I give you 3 months.
Yes,
give me
a blueprint.
And then give me the costing.
15 years,
how
years.
do we partner? Where do we get funds? This is how much we can get. Afrexim Bank is there. AFDB is there. World Bank is there. And then we'll move. Well, good morning. 0810-951-095. And someone will say, "Na talk, you go talk." At the end of the day, if the man who is there is not...
Donald Trump talk, become president.
if the man who is there... well, that's the truth. And we need to seriously start thinking.
Of course.
We need to leave this... wikilize and simplified and man kind of no. We need to go beyond that level. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I love the way that man is talking, but I'm just laughing. No, I'm laughing because they are two different things. The reason why those people they are there is not for the people. You must be there for something. So whatever grammar you are speaking, they even know what you are talking about. They know. But when we are talking, because it's like we are talking out of point, today we are talking out of point, because that is not the reason why they are in governance. The reason why they are there is to amass wealth to themselves or to their cronies. How to build it's a university. Put it in a university, how to move from GS1, GS2, councillor to governor to senate to president. So whatever thing they are doing is how to ensure that they keep that their line is that's what they are looking for forward. So whatever business attacks you are bringing, if it will not build their political structure, sorry for you, they are not in part of it. So once I talk about politics, how you do to mobilize people for them, they will listen to it. But anything outside that,
thank you.
None of them.
Thank you.
Of course, he's right. That's the issue. After time with that number, I said you come with the best proposal, even with funding, and you want to see the commissioner. They won't give you attention. The moment one former chairman want to defect, they will spend all the whole day with the former chairman want to defect, and then they'll fix it, and then they'll come and tell you, we are sorry, we can't attend to you today. That's the issue.
So, I was telling people, I said, a Maxwell Atago comes out tomorrow. You are vast in the energy, you are a businessman, and you say, okay, I want to vie for the position of the governor. Leave him, I'm waiting in Sabi. He does not know Sabi anything.
well, that's why the media houses are strong. They should keep enlightening the people. Very important. They should keep enlightening the people. That's just it. Our people were too backward. Our educational system is backward. Our family system. An average Chinese man from day one knows what to do. When they were in Trasamadi here, the owner of the firm is there. The children are there. The machine makes noise in the night. The man wakes up, his son follow him. That's their culture. They subscribe to working hard. But you know, our foundation now, there were days where they were doing burial for 7 days.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
We do burial, somebody died, they will remain in that way, cook and eat for 7 days.
For 7 days.
Meanwhile, the white man is already pushing farming.
Yes.
There is no much capacity. He comes here to buy slave, get the slave to his farm to work.
Exactly.
Why our people are doing burial for 7 days? You understand?
And snuffing,
taking
snuff and tumbo.
So our foundation is like that, but we have to change it because we have subscribed the wife of the white man. Do you get? We provide food for our children lunch box, right? We provide juice, we provide biscuits. You know, we put them in the car, take them to school.
So you must walk to keep that lifestyle.
Yes, you must work to keep that lifestyle. So that's how. So I want to appeal to Rivers people. They should change their thinking. You have given birth to a child, and that child deserves the best life. It's not a life of lolo in the morning, lolo in the afternoon, lolo in the night. It's a life of bread and tea in the morning.
Yes.
And that milk must be produced.
Exactly.
That bread is a processed food. Not be one with them harvest for farm.
Yes.
Lolo. Do you get? So he will need a lunch box. He will need a stocking so we have to go to school, right? Now he will need to take juice. That juice they need to harvest and for farm. That's the era we have found us. It is an industrialized age. Don't be that That way you were trained, you trek with bare leg footed to school. Carry slate, that big one. It's right. That
No,
era
but
has gone.
even the
This era of
DSP,
laptop.
but even the DSP era.
No. They were
people
trained by
still
the
working.
British. Those guys were trained by the British. Did you have British lecturers in your school? They're not interested in sorting. I remember I had one in my school. Students contribute to buy a car for him. He used to take us on mathematics. They live a simple life. A lot of them got the best from British, including Buhari himself. They got the best from British-run economy. So during their time, the appetite this young man have that was not there. And a British man with a simple house is okay. Only somebody will tell you he's a former prime minister. You will know. There's no sign.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Maxwell Atago is the CEO of Flamingos Energy and Services Innovation Limited here in Port Harcourt. Please, if he comes out tomorrow, people should vote for him so he can have Donald Trump. Don't be voting for strong men. See the strong men now. How far now? Thanksgiving, this one. How does it put food on your table? You people should learn. Leave strong men. They have nothing. They are this is just to destroy everywhere. No investment. Nothing. I challenge anybody, tell me, all the politicians, Prince Uche Secondus, Abie Sekibo, Magnus Abe, former Governor Wike, all of them, you know them. Which company have they brought to River State? Name the company. Send it to me now. Send it to 0701 9339 962. Send it now. Tell me the company they have brought, that they were the agent that went to France, Italy, or any country to bring this company that is producing waterproof or polythene bag or slippers. That's the assignment I've given you.
You're about to listen to Get ready. It's the world of broadcasting as Today 95.1 FM brings you entertainment, information, education as they unfold every day.
Today 95.1 FM.
Do you know that I'm necessarily mentioned? Do you think I used to climb back 3 alone in the village?
So, and you see, not benefited anything from Nigeria.
What was your favorite Nigerian movie growing up? 1, 2, 3. Isakawa.
Yeah.
It took time.
Conspiracy. Today 95.1 FM. Don't touch that dial. Make sure you are tuned to your numero uno.
Tell me, where is your money now?
Why, I won't know them cake, I know.
Amaka talk say she dey go see doctor to see wetin she go fit do. Because she needs small waist with TB, give bum something that can make a man move. She hear say for like a done they drive Benz. The dog say on a man done they fly jet. Forget say on a man no get talent. Now she be #1 boo. For minister we get 3 wives and 2 side chicks. Amaka the reason she her whole life to remain like this. Amaka remember your mama, remember your papa. You get family we still love each other. Remember your sister, remember your brother too. Amaka you fit in no be a jebota, you no come from Mula. Remember say you no come from gutter. Because the way you deserve, still very powerful. Amaka the reason. Amaka do the dirty wine. She the wine like say spring day, how it's line. You go school, you graduate with a 2, 1 or 2, 2. Not be you don't pass, and be then they do you. My classmates, some they look for employment, but they got fake, so they use style, they try blend. On top group reunion, then conflict. Now in they make a Maka search for politician, we get 3 wives and 2 side chicks. She the reason this her whole life. She won't catch big fish. Show ya Amaka, remember your mama, remember your papa. You get family we still love each other. Remember your sister, remember your brother too. Amaka you fit in no be a jebota, you no come from Mula. Remember say you don't come from butter. The way you decide, still very powerful. I'm a caderisi, derisi. I'll be on the phone.
All right, still alive. If you're still alive, then you should thank God, because it's not easy to survive in Nigeria. It is not really, really easy, you know. Each time they say they are doing well, and you weigh the day-to-day activity of the people, and you wonder, where are they doing well? Like Mr. Emmanuel said, he's living in Port Harcourt, so he's wondering, is it that the doing well has not gotten to Port Harcourt? Well, it's time for the law. Well, we just hope also that the judiciary will, at least the few people who are still within the judiciary, will restore the hope the common man has in the judiciary. You know, somebody might argue, but man, go to the street and ask people if they have faith in the judiciary. If you want to get the real thing, go to the street. Don't ask, when you want to ask questions, don't ask the elite. Go to the street, the doctor, the normal business people, go and ask them. The nurses, the civil servant, the mechanic. Those are the people that will tell you how they feel about the system. I talk to both class, so I know. When you talk to them, they are the ones that will tell you the real truth. It's not what somebody who is following somebody who is getting so much money from that person, and then you go and interview that person. What would you expect him to tell you? He will tell you that everywhere is okay. In as much as he and his family is okay, then everybody is okay. You get what I'm saying? The judiciary or the law is the fulcrum of every democratic society. For investments to come into any environment, the judiciary must be upright to a large extent. That is what will give hope to investors, because they know that if anything happens, they can run to the judiciary and get justice. Don't think that investments come into any place without these guys looking at how strong the judiciary is. How can the judiciary protect their investment? So everything revolves around the judiciary. Social issues, health issues, political issues, economic issues, they all revolve around the judiciary. That is how it is. So when we talk about the judiciary, we are not making mistake. It's just like in a family setting. The leadership, the vision of every family is incumbent on the father. The making of the home is incumbent on the mother. Why is it that when a child is misbehaving, you say the mother didn't train him? They are not making mistake. Oh. No, they are not. Because the mother spends more time with the children. It is expected, yes, the father compliments, that's correct, but it is expected that the mother instills the discipline. It's the mother that will say, hey, don't insult this person. It is wrong to insult your elder. Say, if you do anyhow, when your father comes back, I'll tell him. So, complimentary. So, the making of the home is the woman. The vision and leadership of the family is the man. For any society democratically to survive, the law, the judiciary must take their place. A judge should give a judgment, and if you like, carry it to heaven and come back. Even the angels will say, this one is correct. That's what we're saying. The law and the constitution. That's what we're going to be looking at. The internal rules and regulation of an institution, can it supersede the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? We will take a case, and that is the case of the Red Chamber, the Senate, and we're not probably going into the case of Natasha, but of course, there was an issue. She sat in the wrong place, according to the report. Blah, 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 blah. You all know the story. She was suspended for 6 months. Firstly, that suspension, her sins, let me put it that way, does even warrant 6 months suspension without salary and every other emolument she's supposed to get. There was a court order halting the Privileges and Ethics Committee from going into that matter until they hear that matter in court. Yeah, they went ahead. We're going to look at all that. Now, Senator Natasha was elected by her people. Having suspended her, it means those guys will not get representation for 6 months if they follow through the suspension period. Are you not depriving them? Because the Constitution provides that that constituency must get a representation. Now that she's not a senator for 6 months, won't that constituency suffer? Someone will say, well, the senators, have they been representing their people? But let us assume in an ideal situation, will that constituency not suffer? How has the rules and ethics of the Senate conflicted with the law itself, with the Constitution itself, which of course gives right to the constituents of that, the Senate constituents of Natasha to get their full representation? Stay with us. All right, you're listening to Today 95.1 FM. Please listen to this important announcement. The new associates Calabari calls on all Calabari sons and daughters to come together today in celebration of the leader, the FCT Minister Yesum Ezewanwike, in Abalama town. The new associates also urge the public to disregard any false information circulating on social media claiming the civic reception will not take place. We encourage all chiefs, elders, and leaders to be present for the reception. Signed, Enemi George, Publicity Secretary, the new associates. So, let's come back to our conversation. So, won't the constituents of Senator Natasha be denied efficient representation for 6 months? Is it not their constitutional right to get representation? How has the rules and ethics of the Senate, which of course led to the suspension of Natasha for 6 months, contravened the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which of course was given to this constituents to have a representative like Natasha? Well, we'll get through to our lawyer and we'll discuss this matter. Can the House, Reps, Senate, House of Assembly at the state level, can they suspend a member of the House that the Constitution gives the power to represent their people? Because all of us can't go to the red chamber, green chamber, or the State House of Assembly. One person must be there. So if you suspend that member representing a certain set of people, it means you have suspended, should I say their food, what they are supposed to eat. In fact, you have suspended everything they're supposed to get within that period. You've suspended that person. Whether the person is representing them or not, that's a discourse for another day. Because if the person is not representing them, they should do a recall. Because I don't know, someone posted something on social media and said it is only active people in democracy that can recall their representative. Barrister Victor, good morning.
Hello, Deacon.
Barrister Victor, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Maxwell.
Sorry for the traffic.
Okay. Calm down. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
So let's look at this issue. Senator Natasha was given the right of the people to represent them for 4 years. Now, that matter came on board in the House, that's the Red Chambers, and she was suspended for 6 months, even though there was a court order barring the Ethics and Privileges Committee from, embarking on that journey. But they still suspended her, derobed her of every privileges. So it means her people won't get representation for 6 months. Let's look at this, the rules and regulations of the Senate, and then let's look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Does any house, be it Red Chamber, Green Chamber, House of Assembly, have the right to suspend their member if there was probably any issue?
When you say to suspend, I think it is very incorrect. What they always rely on to carry out that act, it's their standing orders. Now, any law that goes inconsistent with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution, that other law, whether custom, whether rules, that other law shall, to that inconsistency, be void. Even our rules of court, for instance, it's almost the same thing. They call it standing order or their rules, Senate rules. Like the court, we have the rules of court. But the rules of court are subject to the acts, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The rules are only there to ensure that your actions, activities are being put in place. The rules will provide time. The law says you have power to do a thing. The rules will provide time for you to do it. But the rules cannot bar you from doing it, but may create a fine if you cause unnecessary delay despite the fact you have power. But with respect to standing order, this Natasha or Ndume and others who may have encountered such unfortunate decision of the Senate to have been suspended, it's clearly in opposition to the various sections enabling it's inconsistent with the Electoral Act, it's inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution as to once a person is elected, there are ways a person will be removed if elected into the hallowed chamber, whether of the National Assembly or of any state house of assembly. There are provided ways if the person resigns, that's one. If the person dies, that's two. The permanent incapacity is not even clearly stated. Then if for any reason the person is recalled, you understand what I'm saying? That is a strict practice of indirect democracy, where one or two persons represent a given people. What was the source of the power of such representation? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
What was the power of such representation? It's simply by election. And upon that election, the power to be Victor, to be Lucky Maxwell, to speak on our behalf is so encrowned on that person. So now, for few persons, in the name of whether being malicious, lawyers are listening. I've tried to see, when you called this man, I said, let me see if I will see any judicial authority on that. I have not found one. So I find that order to be very inconsistent. However, as ordinary persons, we may not have the local standing, that's the legal empowerment to challenge it. Even if the person so represents us, we may not have what it takes because we were not, it's an action personal. At that time, when I mean action personal, that is personal. At that time you were there, you are a person representing a group of persons. So to suspend you by your colleagues is offside, is neither here nor there. It's just a rule. Yes, I don't have anything against the standing rules, how to present matter, how your papers, you need to file your papers, the copies you need to make, the stages, committee stage, and so on. I don't have issues with those ones. But once any provision, any law is inconsistent with any provision of the 1999 Constitution as amended, that law, not the entirety of it, that section shall to that inconsistency, to that thing, that particular area where it is inconsistent with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution, be made void. It is void ab initio, as if when a thing is void, it's as if it doesn't exist at all. Now, we may ask, who grants it to be void? Who makes it to be void? Yes, it is for Natasha and others to approach the court and stop this nonsense so that there will be a judicial pronouncement. And we not even say nonsense, but say stop the illegal act so that people can, people's rights, people's voice through their representatives will be appropriately heard.
If that is the case, if a House member maybe goes against the standing rules of the House, how can they now punish the person?
Lucky Maxwell, if you go standing rules, for instance, if I hit someone, I fight someone, I bite someone, yeah, of course, the fact that you carry out certain actions on the floor of the House does not eschew you from being punished ordinarily. When I mean ordinarily, from the criminal code or this, if I kill a member of the House, does the standing rule cover for that? No, it's murder. Murder is murder. If I also assault someone, it's there. But if you want to punish, you don't need to say as to punish to the person. You can, if you may not allow the voice to go. You may deny the person certain to be heard. How? You don't just come in and say something. If you present a document, no, it will be nullified. But to say that at that point, Lucky Maxwell, I think if you carry out an action that is inconsistent, that is criminal, you'll be punished ordinarily. I don't see, just like the court, some judges will always threaten you. You'll be talking very well as a lawyer. You're making your point, and they will want to say, if you talk again, I'll cite you for contempt. My brother, being a practicing lawyer, I had to go and search for an authority where the Supreme Court said, if you are saying a thing in the courtroom, no matter how hard, according to that judge, that authority, no matter how hard your words are, if it is pointing to a fact, no matter how loud your voice are, if you are making a point to the judge and you are not interrupting but making a point, stressing it, even with hard words, that it is not a contempt. It is not contempt emphasis career. It was clearly stated in that judgment. So if I, like what has the young lady, not young lady, what has Natasha, what the senator, what has she done? She has done nothing, obviously. I am not, if she has accused Akpabio, that look, I was being harassed sexually. Well, public policy, I don't know what people call harassment. You know, I'm not, if two adults agree on a thing, fine. If they insist, maybe Akpabio was insisting, there is nothing wrong, and she's saying no. If you stand on your no, why he insists? That's a private lifestyle. But what I do not know, what I cannot say is what she has done to warrant suspension for 6 months or for even 1 week. You know, you don't do that because what you are doing, you are invariably, deeply, you are suspending the people, the mandate of the people.
Are you
And
close?
you don't have that power.
Are you close?
Yes, I am.
Okay, please come in.
.1fm, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Yes, of course, we're back. Okay. So invariably, suspending her means
You are suspending the mandate of the people, and the sovereignty belongs to the people. Yes, we cannot all gather, as it were, in Ogoni land, where everybody will come and take decision. So for convenience and so on, it's an indirect democracy where somebody represents us, and the person is not just there on it. With the Electoral Act, there is compliance with the Electoral Act, and when it comes to conflicts of law, the Electoral Act supersedes, though Electoral Act made by the Senate and the House of Representatives, but when it comes to hierarchies of law, the Electoral Act is far, far, far bigger than the Senate.
House rules.
Yeah, the rules. Then when it comes to Constitution is bigger than the Electoral Act. Then it is clearly stated, Section 1, Subsection 3, if any law goes inconsistent, if she has done anything, if it is criminal, she should be punished accordingly. If she is behind the bar, of course she will not come. She will not be there. You understand what I'm saying? If she's nobody is above the law. Let's say, for instance, if Ikweremadu, when he was being punished, of course, ordinarily he didn't come. You understand? But if somebody wants to make a point, the way you talk is not the way I talk. Like in Rivers State, they said the Amehule faction suspended the Okojumbo. Or those things were just funny. It hit somebody's suspension, just like an ordinary Nigerian. We're all together. You say you want to suspend me. You understand what I'm saying? So, at the moment, I think there ought to be a judicial pronouncement, and I know the court will. Like I told you, the judge, equity aids the vigilant, not the indolent. The judges are there, seated firmly, waiting for you to take your actions.
There was a court order barring the Privilege and Ethics Committee from even going into the matter, but yet they still did whatever they wanted.
Let them take.
Is that not contempt?
It's contempt. That's contempt as facie, and there are procedures to follow contempt proceedings. It's contempt.
She has taken her case to the IPU. Any advantage to that?
There may be, but I think the way she's fighting the matter, it's okay. But why the contempt as facie proceeding? That's when they say contempt as facie career means something that happened outside the face of the court. In facie is something that happens at maybe your phone rings in the court is seeing you, your phone rings. If you take actions to off it, to stop it, you are showing respect. But if your phone rings in the court and you now start making call, you've challenged that's contempt. Even the mere ringing of the phone is contemptuous. But the court ought to trade with caution when attending to contempt issues. So, like this one is as facie, is behind the court, is for a proper charge to be brought. The court can order that those people should be tried for contempt, yes. Until that, if the court orders, until our judges, they start being firm to their grounds and take actions, this country will not be better.
Can you say that again?
Yes.
No, can you say that again?
You don't start that.
I want you to say that. Because the truth of the matter
until
is
our judges.
Okay.
Until they start being firm, very firm, to their actions, to their powers. This country will not be better. If you do that, if I'm a judge and you do that, I'll order for your arrest.
Okay.
I've been in a court. I will not mention the name of the judge in Rivers State. Not my matter. The OC Liga came to the court, made appearances in a different matter, not knowing that she was cited for contempt before now. She came, did, I think, a little child, 2 children, and the court said, bring the children. So connected to child trafficking, the court said, bring the children, you must bring the children. I love that judge so much. You must bring the children. So they went on notice of appeal, which is not yet an appeal. Appeal has not been entered, to dissuade the judge, and she came for another matter after presenting her case. Judge said, please, can you tell me why you will not go to prison? I gave another directly to you. Yes, she may have a defense because she's acting under the authority of this, but she couldn't defend, and she was sent to prison. Warrant, everything signed, open court, handed over to the warders, to prison warders. But there was intervention. I saw the moves at the time. He has to rise, and after hours, after sitting, he told the woman that your God is alive. I would have used you
as an
example. But because you're a woman and other things, meanwhile, you go on bail. And an assistant commissioner will come and take you on bail. I was there watching the whole thing. The assistant commissioner of police, state CID, came to court to take her on bail. Perfected the bail. And he warned him. Yeah, you people are lucky.
When are we going to see this happen to a political elite? That's my concern. So that it will also serve as deterrent to other people. But like you said, until our judges stand firm.
Yes. The only stand
country
firm
will not be better.
For people.
Because I want to see the high and mighty brought down that have misbehaved. The high and mighty, just like it happens, if PDD was
brought down to the normal level.
Yes, to the normal level. If PDD was in Nigeria, nothing will happen to him. If Ekweremadu was in Nigeria, nothing will happen to him. But Ekweremadu is in prison. In fact, Ekweremadu would have been governor now. He would have campaigned, everything done. He would have been governor. We of course know what's happening even in our own state. How people who, in quotes, say they have read law, when a court judgment is given against them, they don't obey. They don't obey. And nothing happens. So, and that's why you see them, they boast everywhere they talk. You don't boast like that in developed countries. Who born you? You don't talk like that. So that's why I keep on begging that the judiciary should help us. The society is sinking. Our society in Nigeria is sinking by the day. And it seems as though, there's no remedy. You see people, once they're able to, someone says, allegedly looted money, then they'll grant him bail, 500 million. But we're talking about billions of naira. And then he goes, nothing happened, he's walking free. You even see him the next day, he'll be doing party and girls will be running around him, probably a former governor. And nothing happens. I mean, no shame, nothing. When they're even going to court, they'll be smiling and be waving hand as if they are campaigning for elections. But when a young man goes to steal fowl, hey, kill him, slaughter him. They will send him to death. They'll say, hang him. Because he stole fowl. Yes, that's stealing. The one who stole billions, is that not stealing? Somebody will even be boasting, I use money, I gave you this, I gave you that. Nothing happens to the person, and we'll be laughing. And then the society is gradually, going down. Now, who will now make this pronouncement? Because it might continue after Natasha. Somebody else might be a victim if probably you have issues with Senate President or House or Speaker. Before you know it, they will suspend you. They have passed vote of confidence on Akpabio. You are aware? You are aware?
We know the drama now. It's very Lucky Maswell. Wrong is wrong, no matter who is involved or how connected the person is. You don't have the power. It may take her time, to challenge this. It may cost her many things, but one beautiful thing about it, she's saving Nigeria from something. I wish I'm in Abuja. These are the things we can voluntarily, support, lend our voices. So, but it doesn't matter. One thing I've noticed in when it comes to a justice system is no problem. When Nigeria, yes, delay defeats equity, yes. Sometimes they bring technical delays, yes. But just create your own impact. Do the best you can. I am aware that nobody can deliver this word because Jesus Christ did his own and left. So, and brought the Holy Spirit to help us, not to deliver, to help us and comfort us even amidst problem. You understand? Teach us things. These are the functions. So, but as a human, just contribute your quota. If I were her, I will also fight. God forbid I will not fight. I will fight to the best I can. I will fight. I will need help. Just what we are doing today, we're also lending voice in her support. We can't keep our mouth shut. Like when somebody said Oko Jumbo was suspended, I said, who suspended him? Who suspended Oko Jumbo or the others? Nobody. You understand what I'm saying? So there are ways you can live, you can pull out as a member. Section 109 is there. I think chapter 5, part 1 of the Constitution, when you read down, you also see other areas where you can recall. When I was asked to when you resign from your party and you move, clearly you've resigned from your position. That is a natural, way of saying that area is vacant. Then a recall process. These are the things clearly stated in the Constitution. So, whatever is not expressly stated is deemed excluded. So, if you now sit within you sit on rules. They didn't say laws. Rules. When you say rules, it simply talks on, application of laws.
Okay.
You understand? Mm-hmm. How to apply the existing laws. Like when you talk of rules of court, you have a voice to be heard by virtue of Section 36. The position of the judges are also clearly stated in the Constitution. The functionality of the judges, federal and state high court, everything is clearly stated. But how do you now put your matter? How do you now ventilate your grievances? You go by rules. Now the rules state, look, you come by writ of summons, by originating summons, by motion, by petition, depending on it's also case. You need to come this way. And for even when you check our rules, Section 7 of the Rivers State High Court rules says that despite any irregularity found on any process, that the court, inherent powers of the court can, by virtue of the inherent power, can rectify or correct any anomaly, normalize it with the power, and say that no, don't worry, I waive. The court has power for the purposes of fair hearing. So now the rules of standing orders of the Senate or the Rivers State House of Assembly cannot override the Constitution. It will only try to better it, but not to suspend to the extent of 6 months. You deny our privileges, you deny all this. If you talk of the sitting pattern that they took her to where she would, Mike, those ones, I don't have any issues about that. You understand what I'm saying? Because where you are sitting, if someone else is sitting there, we are all human beings. You understand? So if you have something to say, you ventilate it from the distance.
Let me cite this case. Inibe Effiong, I'm sure you know him. He's from Akwa Ibom. He was sent to prison for 1 month for contempt. Why? He was defending someone, and probably they saw him as someone who is against the state government. He said, there's a police officer with arm. Please don't stay close to me. There's a police officer in court with arms. Go outside. And then the judge remanded him, in prison for 1 month for contempt.
Well, I wasn't there. But if you want to, you can't command the police. You can't command anybody out of the court. You need to draw the attention of the court.
No, he drew the attention of the court and said, this man is with arms. This man needs to go outside, please.
Yes, then the court, on that strength, remanded the court. That was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong of the judge. Look, when you talk
there were already grievances on ground. The issue.
Master, when you talk of contempt, it is not against the judge himself. It's against the court. It's a public crime. Look, the court is like a barrack. Soldier go, soldier comes. You do it. The sanctity of it to maintain the glory of the court.
Okay.
You're not you, the judge. It is not personal matter. If it's a personal matter, you come down and make your case. As a judge, you are not immune from having. We've seen cases where judges, are parties, either for defense or even claiming. You understand what I'm saying? So, when the judge, if you have plethora of authorities, so many authorities as to that, if it's everywhere. So when you want to do it, you have to be. It's not. Yes, you are the prosecutor. Yes, you are the judge is the prosecutor, especially in that F-Young's case, where it happened in face before the face of the court. But you need all you need to do is to caution the person. There are areas where Supreme Court says caution you can ordinary caution, because you need to ask the person, why will I not send? Can you give me reasons why you will not go to prison?
I think there were already underlying grievances. He's.
Then the judge was wrong.
He's one fellow who will always tell the state government, you people are not doing well. Just like as you were talking now, it's not everybody that likes you.
Look,
in Nigeria, we don't like truth.
I did the matter I did yesterday. I purposely snapped, printed, because I was to launch an argument, because the attitude of the judge, I will not mention his name. He has shown so much bias. But this game, everybody Sabiam. We didn't go to different law school. We all went to the same law school. We were Sabiam. So I've had severally where he threatened for contempt. Look at it. I had to prepare myself, the authority. Because if you talk as a lawyer, they will say, I'll cite you for contempt. I'll send you to prison. That's improper. It doesn't mean that as a lawyer you now go and be vociferous, you make noise. But if you want to press on your point, sometimes you do it with muscles. Sometimes you do it with strength to push your case. Severally, at least up to 3 times, judges have said, I will send you to prison. Because when they talk, I say, okay, my lord, I think in this way. He said, don't talk anything. Hey, don't talk anything. When after a while, I say, my lord, don't talk.
Let's take some calls and messages. All right, this one says, good morning, Max. I'm the guest. Max, I have maintained that the judiciary will cause war in this country, following their judgments and orders. Even when the Senate President, Speaker of the Reps, and State Assembly does not have powers to suspend, they still do. If I'm one of them, if you suspend me, I suspend you as well. Mr. Dennis, thank you. 0810-9510-951, 0817-0000-951. Please join the conversation. We had to bring this case in, for us to learn. We're all learning, okay? Greetings, Max. On the suspension of Senator Natasha, I want to juxtapose this issue with the citation of Honorable Martin Amilo and 26 others before the Supreme Court judgment. If we condemn the Senate for suspending Senator Natasha and thereby denying her senatorial district representation for a while, was it also right for Governor Fuba to unilaterally deny that recognition of representation of those state constituencies for such duration of month without any court pronouncement or backing of the law? Okay, go ahead.
Now, Lucky Master, the two cases are different. Now the Supreme Court has closed all holes, so nobody wants to say. But these people came out openly and defected. Now, when Section 109 is not very clear, it said once you defect to another party, you've lost your seat. Am I correct? Now, these persons at the floor of the House of Assembly, every business done there, everything said there is official. The law didn't say until you go to a party and pick the card and so on. What if they've already picked the card and the party decide to cover up? So the both cases are not the same. In the other one, in that of the Rivers 27 members who are now members of Rivers State House of Assembly by the judgment of the Supreme Court, they defected. So we tested the law, and that area is still not clear because the Supreme Court did not say much there.
You know, I usually feel so sad when people mix politics and, clarity. If, for instance, now, someone got married and then later at the end of the day, you chased your wife out of the house. Nothing or no issue. You just chased her out. You don't want to marry her again. You've not gone to court maybe to go and say, do proper this thing. But you chased her out. Am I correct?
Yes.
And you say you don't want to marry her. She should go back to her father's house. She should go back to her father's house. You won't kick her out of your house. And then she left. And then tomorrow, even if you have not gone to court to go and do the proper arrangement, it is, inherent that you should go to court and do if you married in court or something. Or say return the bride price. What is in her mind is that, this man, so what will she be asking for? Is it not for her parents to return the bride price?
Yes.
Is that not, will she come and be begging and be licking your feet? To say, she will say, oh yeah, my parents. Then when they now return the bride price, say, no, I did not mean it to. But you kicked her out of your house and you say you don't want to marry again. She might insist that, Oga, take your bride price, get out. You are not the only husband in the world. The lawmakers on their own, I'm not sure if their mother told them, at home that they should go and defect. They were the ones who came up and said they wanted to defect. The reason why I'm saying is because of the way this person sent the message. They are the ones who said, we are all here. I don't know, did anybody put pressure on them? They swore an affidavit. Didn't they swear an affidavit? And if that is the case, people now say, hey, you want to go. I go now. You now came up again and say, you don't want to go again. My brother, if you are my wife and you say, I don't want to marry you, start causing problem and all that, and I'm the man. I will return your I will take my bride price back.
I think this one
you
is
go
not,
your way.
For now, because the House of Assembly is not, River State government is not Siminalaye government. It's not his kitchen. It's not Wiki's kitchen. It is not Amewule's kitchen. It is not Victor Rocco or Loke Maswell's kitchen. Supreme Court has said this, and we recognize them as House of Assembly members. We're going on recess without those things as stories. Like I told you here that I do my own case. I see the end from the beginning. What if this thing doesn't work? What of XYZ? Thank God for the Chief Judge of Rivers State. That is not God. May God keep him alive. All those ones they are doing is just drama. They just want to put inside fear in him for falsification and blah blah blah. Those stories. They want to incite fear. So it's very unfortunate that we have a House of Assembly which is not there for the people.
That one now, somebody will say they are doing their job. They went on recess, and the letter of the governor came on Friday. Am I correct?
Yes.
And that's the Friday they went on recess. What the Sina die?
So if they have done that, now I know that one thing you must note is that can some people go for the court? Does the court have not checked, have the time to call them and compel them, mandamus, to sit on that? So look, if you do this, you think the other person doesn't know what to do. Can the court do that? Yes, if the order is given, they can appeal it and fight, but they will show themselves that they are never for the people. They are never for the people. If you forget in the ministry, they have wives, their sisters, their brothers, everybody will be hungry. Let us, the end will justify the means.
Kanu says, Max, indeed, it had never been so bad like this before. Raw power and a deliberate demonstration of might in governance at the apex as we are witnessing today. Anyways, they are creating a vicious cycle. It will surely turn around, which would not do us good. Akpabio did the same thing, no? Under Saraki. Akpabio did it, and he was not suspended. He wasn't.
You know what Akpabio did? What the Senate president did was to silence that woman, but he never knew that it would go this way. You understand? So that's why I said the fight is a good one. It's a beautiful fight. I wish I'm in Abuja. I base in Abuja. They should try that in Port Harcourt. Then let the member support. All of us will come out. Look, my brother, nobody's afraid of anybody. If you have your money, you are not feeding me. The only prayer I pray every day, God, help me make an hungry, no kill me. You understand? Let me not go down to the extent that drive your whatever, no problem. But day or day, this country, we must continue to speak. We must continue to act. We must act properly, speak properly to see that this country is better.
And leaders must behave well. You know, my issue is this:
if with our system of leadership, with our system, not with our standard today, it's not possible for leaders to behave well. You compel them.
Okay, you compel them.
Yes, you compel them. It's not possible.
No, the reason why I'm saying this, some people will say, when you want to criticize constructively, and say, not the kind of leaders we have.
No, when you wait constructively, yes, I agree. If I say they mad, I've not made anything. But if I say you fail to do this, you must do it. You must do it. You are supposed to do this this way. This thing you are doing is wrong.
No, people want you to pet them.
No. There's no pet. See, because we don't have that time I did those governorship something. It's not as if I have millions anywhere.
No. Maybe some people think leadership is all about entering SUV, going everywhere. People should not talk. They should bring your capacity, sir. You are honorable, sir. That's not leadership. Go and ask what they did to Joe Biden. There's no name. They did not call him. They slapped Emmanuel Macron. A citizen slapped him. Gave him dirty slap. In France. People are here, you don't know what governance is all about. A time will come when the citizens are well educated to a certain level. You enter government house, you do anyhow.
Lucky Maswell.
Lucky
Maswell, let them keep us hungry first.
People will enter the street.
Let them keep us. You see these House of Assembly members? Let them try it.
All right. Thank you, Barrister Victor. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
The reason why we're educating you, please remove politics. Remove whatever inclination you have. The livelihood of the citizens matter. That should be priority of government. Any law that says people should stay hungry, that will not be law now. I keep on saying it. And people should come and tell me that I'm wrong. What is the law? The law is to make life comfortable. If the law is now making life tight, then what is the essence of the law? Tell me now. Please explain to me. When people say this is the law, what is law? Law is to make society better. People should eat well, have basic needs. Law is not to stifle people and kill them. If you kill them, where will the law have its cause? Law is living when people have life. If all the people die, where would the law be? So please, don't go to school and not be educated. I'll keep on saying it. Leaders are meant to make life better. Any leader that is making life unbearable should get out of office, should be kicked out of office. That's just the essence of leadership. Good morning.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back. Get Get ready. It's the world of broadcasting as Today 95.1 FM brings you entertainment, information, education as they unfold every day.
Today 95.1 FM.
Do you know that I'm a petroleum engineer? Do you think I used to climb some tree alone in the village?
So, and you see, you've not benefited anything from Nigeria.
What was your favorite Nigerian movie growing up? 1, 2, 3. Isakaba.
Yeah.
It took time.
Conspiracy.
Today 95.1 FM. Don't touch that dial. Make sure you are tuned to your numero uno.
Tell me, where's your money now?
Why, I will not take a look.
From the Lord, they know they see her for marketing. A good woman is a blessing from above. Her type will not be for marketing. I tell you more, Yaku. One you better Kodisa Seva. You know more, Yaku. One you better Kodisa Kumu. Always loving everybody, no discrimination. Once I did my no competition. Come and see the blessings of the Lord. Everyone Yamaka, everyone Yamaka, good woman who come from the Lord. Chuku is a blessing from above. You will find that the wife will find it a good thing. And obtain favor from the Lord. Blessings of the Lord. Everyone Yamaka, everyone Yamaka, a good woman who coming from the Lord. If you have a good woman, treat them well, value them well. No go take a lot for granted to avoid a dino. If you lose a good woman, everything goes better. Everything goes nyama. And so confusion. Wahala day. She give her life, she give everything. She risks it all for her family. No retreating, no surrender. I know you wanna also. She put her trust in God. Oh. She is confident. She is more than a diva. Come and see blessings of the Lord. Everyone Yamaka, everyone Yamaka, spy. Oh, yeah, bye bye. Oh, you set my soul on fire. Girl, I gonna love you, die. Do anything your heart desires. Baby, don't say no. I just wanna know you wanna. Oh, yeah. Baby, baby, I want you in my life. No longer wanna be on my own. No. Oh, yeah. Baby, baby, I'm the one for you. Yeah. And you are the one for me.
You see this special kind of feeling. Now I'm talking about my life in meaning. Everything revealing. And I want my love, blow my head up to the ceiling. I catch you feeling. Also, I'm the busy. It won't out on my go make everything easy. What's maybe misleading, but your love is what I'm needing. Woman and your movie, but your heart is what I'm keeping. Now me, you go believing. I forgot Momo, I've seen it all, I've done it all. But anything give it to monarchy, I'll call it off. My table de la plug I notice I'm only melinja buggy sugar plum. I'm obsessed. You could drop your address. They're going to get my dama in the back of my pants. More cocoa when you see Munko. And I thought you'd be Mudo. If I were to go, my catch on me on his so please. Be my lover. Baby, baby, be my lover. Baby, I'm the one for the only one. I don't want to be ever apart from you. That's facts. Be my lover. Baby, baby, be my lover. Every day I look at your photo. Oh, baby girl, you done they make me go low. Be my lover. Baby, baby, be my lover. With me, we don't go ever so far. So far, so far. Lie, lie, be my lover. I know do you bad. I know what make your heart, girl, I know they lie, baby, girl, I know they lie, Everybody know that I love you so, so much. It has been 3 long days, and I never hear you call my name. I go to look my phone for work, hoping that you'll call, yeah. The more I wait, you are drifting away. No, let our love fall down. We must stay afloat, we will never drown. Darling, you mean much more to me. So let us not allow our love fall down. Let it not fall down. Don't let our love go to waste. Oh, man, make you stay. Don't let our love go to waste. Yeah, yeah, don't let my love go to waste. Don't let our love go to waste. Oh, man, make you stay. Don't let my love go to waste. Yeah, yeah, don't let our love go to waste. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I should call. It don't matter again if now you wrong.
Yes, his name is Johnny Drill. I love his songs. Don't mind me. I just love his songs. The guy can sing. It doesn't make so much noise. I love good music. I listen to the lyrics. I listen to the progression of the song. That's me. I don't just any nonsense. You just will back, 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 and then I'll say I'm listening. No, that's not music. What we're listening to in Nigeria, some of them are not music. It's just noise. Johnny Drill is a musician. So our love, and please, if you want to marry, when you want to marry, please don't just marry anyhow person. Don't marry people based on what they have achieved. How do I mean? Don't marry someone because she's very beautiful. Look beyond beauty. I'm not saying it shouldn't be part of it, okay? But if you have your first 10, you look at character, empathy, someone who is empathic, someone who is sincere. Look at all those traits, then you can now add beauty and some other things. You might not have it 100%, but at least you should have the basics in place. Do you understand? Before you can now talk about others. It's very important to. It is very, very important. Please don't marry a troublesome person. A troublesome person will disgrace you at home and outside. They will bring your leg outside. Let me use that language. Please, hear me again. Don't marry a troublesome person. Take it from me. Don't marry troublesome people. Troublesome people thrive in making. They thrive in making trouble. In fact, if they don't make trouble for a day, that's how they live. And you are a calm person. And you want to go and marry a troublesome person because he has money, or because she's beautiful, or because the person is from an influential family. Please, sir, don't come and start saying we should help. Don't marry a troublesome lady. Don't marry a troublesome man. I wouldn't make reference. Do you understand? I won't make reference. But please, be careful. Once you see a troublesome person, run away from them. There are people who love trouble. They eat trouble. They sleep trouble. Even in their dream, they make trouble. It is their modus operandi. It is their coffee. It is their milk. They are just, if they enter an environment, if they don't cause trouble, they won't. They will not. They won't be able to breathe well. And you are a calm person, like me. You now go and marry a troublesome person. Now you Sabio. So please, don't go and marry a troublesome person. I beg you. Don't marry a troublesome person. I'm begging you again. I'm begging you again. I will post something on my Facebook page later. Lucky Maxwell, you can go and find out. A troublesome man will make trouble in the office. He will make trouble at school. He will make trouble on the road. Everything about him will be trouble. A troublesome woman will make trouble at home, in the compound where you stay, in the estate where you live. She will make trouble. When she goes to the market, she will quarrel with the people she's buying stuff from. She will make trouble. When she goes to school, if she's a teacher, she will quarrel with her students. If she's a lecturer, her students will hear when. If she's a VC, there will be trouble in Senate meeting. If she's a dean, there will always be trouble when they're having HOD meeting. It's just trouble. So don't marry a troublesome person. You will always be hearing news of trouble. Take a look at how River State is now. Can't use your tongue to count your teeth. Don't marry a troublesome person. Yeah. I have told you, don't marry a troublesome woman. Don't marry a troublesome man. They'll bring down your career. They'll bring down your business. They'll bring down your destiny, everything about you, because people will be avoiding you because of your spouse. It's because your spouse is troublesome. There are things sometimes you just let go. You enter bus, public transport, conductor is just because of 50 naira you want to fight. Just leave it now. What is 50 naira? Will you die? I can't count how many 50 nairas I've left for commercial drivers. You just it's not every time trouble. Yes, there are some things you make trouble for. Yes, there are things like that. Because when you do that, you send a signal to the other end that, come, I'm not a fool. But there are some things you just let go. In fact, there are people who manufacture trouble. Even where there's no trouble, they manufacture. There are people like that. They just like everywhere being in the office. If everywhere is so calm and joyful, they are not happy. Once they come in, they say, "You, what are you doing here? Why are you smiling? Is this your duty post? Is this your office? Come on, get out, go to your office." You did not do anything, no. They just like trouble. If you now make such people head of unit, hey!
If they no go.
You did not greet them, they will give you query. You greeted them, they didn't hear properly. Everything is trouble for them. They just find, they are just happy. You know, that's what gives them joy. They want everybody to be sad, moody. If you, someone like me, they should even give me minister for enjoyment. I love enjoyment. I love enjoyment. So life is short. So please, even in a relationship, I want to discover you're in a relationship, you're always sad. You're always sad. You say, he loves me. He loves you and you're always sad.
You're always sad.
She loves you and you're always sad. Each time you visit her is trouble. She welcomes you with trouble. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? What is this now? Say no. And you are still in that relationship.
Your peace is stolen.
Thank you. I don't know how you're coping. Me, I can't cope. I can't cope in the midst of trouble. No. That does not mean that I don't have the other side, but I love enjoyment. There are some things you just say, I know it's okay. All right now. Just let it be. Do you understand? There are times you go to the market, you buy something from some people, you just know that they are out to, sometimes you just let go. It's not every time you make trouble. The highest thing I will do is you will not see me in your shop. In fact, I will go past your shop and go to the next neighbor's place to be buying so that you will repent. But for me to start making noise in the market, somebody stole my fish one day in the market. I caught her. I bought ice fish. I wanted to make some good stew. And then I went to the man who grinds tomato and stuff like that. I like preparing the tomato, onion, tatashi, everything by myself. Because they won't do it well. And so I was preparing. I kept the fish, very big fish like that. Kept it on the general table. It was just my polythene that was on the table. No other. So there was nothing like a mix-up.
Oh, yeah.
They finished grinding her stuff and gave it to her. She went there and picked it and left. So I was still preparing my stuff. I now said, look back. I checked. I didn't see this. I asked, what happened? I kept something here. They said, it's like that girl took it. So I ran after her. I saw her at a distance and went to her. I just said, you mistakenly took my fish. Yeah. She now checked. Said, okay, sorry. It was a mix-up. I just took it.
Yeah,
the guy who was grinding the stuff went with me. The guy wanted to slap. I said, no, there's no need.
There's no need.
Let her go.
You've taken your stuff already.
So I took it. But when I came, everybody, they were furious. They said, why didn't I drag her here? No. They would have called her thief. I said, no,
it's not called for.
Need. Let her go.
It's not called for.
I said, if I had some other money, I would have said, come, now fish be
your problem.
Come, make I
buy for you.
Or take this one, go, I buy another one.
Yeah, it's true.
But in summary, avoid troublesome people. I'm begging you. Mrs. Harriet, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here.
So, what are we looking at today?
We have a very sensitive topic. Very sensitive topic today. Very, very sensitive. So you can just
the unspoken struggles, understanding and overcoming sexual rejection by women in marriage. Please, can you explain better? Because the grammar is too much.
In essence, what I'm trying to say here is that women who refuse their husband of sex, their conjugal rights.
How do you handle that?
How do you handle that as a man?
Women who usually wear
jeans like Central Bank to sleep. How do you handle that as a man? And do you also know that there must be a root cause to that? You understand? Because if you don't know the root cause of something, you will just be treating that thing temporary because it is going to occur again. But when you know the root cause of something, you can just get a solution, a permanent solution, because you actually know the root. So that's what we are trying to look at today. Why women do the things they do, why they reject men sexually, even though that they know it's their conjugal right, it's what God has put in place. You understand? You don't need to refuse each other and all that. So why do they do that? There's some good reasons and there are some not good reasons, some is for punishment, manipulation, controls and everything. So let's talk of some of the reasons why women actually reject men sexually, knowing very well
their own husbands.
So knowing very well that look, it's the right of their husbands to have their full access to their body, and it's also the right of the woman to have a full access of the man's body. That's how it is done, principally, biblically, that is it. That's the principles. You understand? So let's start with sex himself, Sex himself is, like you said, is a food. Nobody should rule that out. It's a food. It's the food that garnishes the relationship. It is a thermometer that measures how healthy a relationship is. It's not just a bond. It's a glue. It's a glue that binds that relationship. So everybody hearing the sound of my voice this morning should understand what sex means in a relationship. That's why God kept it that, look, when you get married, it's not before marriage. It's something that He did, to garnish the whole thing when you get married. It is God who did it. It is God who put it there. So no one has the right to deny each other access to their body. Because when you do that, you are going outside the principles, outside the manual. So everybody hearing the sound of my voice today know that sex is very important. That's why it baffles me when men start looking for women who are sexually compatible with them. I look at them as like, why are you looking for a woman that is sexually compatible with you? You can have a woman today and she's sexually compatible with you. You missed it. You left your divine position because you're in you're in search of carnality. Do you understand how a woman is sexually compatible with you? But what happens when you get married to this woman? These are the things I want to mention right now. So women, you can have sex with them. You are sexually compatible. You get married to them after the first birth, after just one child, because of the trauma, the experiences they went through, or hormonal imbalance. Their libido comes down almost immediately. They don't like sex. Don't talk to them about sex. But this is a woman you've explored before marriage. So who told you? What men? Any man that is hearing the sound of my voice this morning should know that what they should look for is not sexual compatibility, but sexual commitment. A woman who understands, a man who understands that, look, your sexual needs is important to me. My own sexual needs is important to you. There's a mutual concept, intentional. They know how important it is to you and me. Do you understand? Sexual commitment, not sexual compatibility, because it will fail. It will fail. Where other issues comes in.
Sexual commitment. So you know that this thing is important.
It's important. Thank you.
We have to do it.
We have to do it.
It shouldn't be about how I feel or how you
feel. No. Commitment. You understand? A woman knows that, look, each time as a woman, I don't need it all the time because I'm a receiver. But a man is a giver. A man has no timetable. They are givers. They don't have any timetable. Nothing stops them. So they are always ready for sex. But a woman has timetable. Pregnancy comes in, menopause comes in,
when there's normal flow.
Yeah, normal flow, menstrual cycle, there's always a break, there's always a stop. But a man does not have anything that stops them. So 24/7, if you're ready to give it to them, they will be ready for you. Do you understand? So a woman knows that, look, not all the time that I need sex, but my husband needs this all the time. So this is where the mutual consent and understanding comes in. Do you understand? When the man needs it, even when she doesn't want it, she allows the man to come in. And the man also understands that a woman is a receiver. There are times she does not also want it. So that's sensitivity. Look, okay, my wife right now, I need to put a break. I know she needs this rest. She needs to this. That is a commitment we are talking about. Sexual commitment that both partners know that this is important to us. When I need it, you give it to me. When you need it, I give it to you. That's what we're talking about, not sexual compatibility. When you miss it, you miss it. So what I'm talking about, why do women actually refuse their husband sometimes? You understand? Number one, emotional disconnection. Women are emotional beings. I keep telling the men, they must understand this. Women are emotional beings. To them, sex is an emotional act, not a physical act. To a man, sex is a physical act. That's why you see a man can sleep with a prostitute and still go to a wife and love his wife. A man can have a girlfriend, shades of girlfriends, and tell them, look, I love you so much. My wife is dirty. She stinks. That's why I come to you. He will render all the praises on you. But meanwhile, his wife, he's impregnating his wife on a daily basis. And you feel very important as a side chick. He tells you that he's going to divorce his wife for you. And you believe, no. Is that sexual satisfaction? That is what he's looking for. And when he gets it, he goes back home. He knows his roots. Because to him, sex is a physical act. But for a woman, every man hearing the sound of my voice this morning knows that, look, when it comes to sex, for a wife, for a woman, it's an emotional act. You cannot get a woman. That's why you see, when you look at the statistics, people who cheat more, you tend towards the men. Because a woman, before you get a woman, you have to be emotionally connected to her. Deep connection. Because you not just come to a woman and open up, except she's a prostitute. You have to be connected to her. So how do you get connected to her? Emotionally. That's the issue. So as a man, you want sex at night. Definitely. You go to work. Let me give you an example of Sarah and James. James goes to work and spend very long hours at work. So when he comes back home sometimes, he brings the office work in the house as well. Meanwhile, Sarah is in the house, doing everything, lonely, nobody to talk to. Even when he comes back home after the long hours of work, he doesn't find time for her. Ask her, how you faring? How's your day been? A woman is not asking too much. This is what I'm telling you. Small thing that a woman, you tap at a woman's emotions, tap at that right corner. I love language. When you tap it, oh my goodness, a woman will follow. You will not even touch her before she will be waiting for you to come. Do you understand? So when you come back for what you do, you carry your work, extended work, for the hours you've worked outside, you bring it to the office again. The woman has to talk to somebody and she cannot speak because you are busy. You are not sensitive. You don't know. She comes to you, walk to and fro. You are not noticing her. She is sad. She's not happy. And at night, you realize that you have a wife, isn't it? Do you realize you have a wife and you want to tap her and initiate sex? She will tell you no. She will tell you no because she's emotionally disconnected. There's an emotional distance almost immediately. So what I expect a man to do, a sensitive man who has seen that times without numbers, that the woman started all of a sudden, the woman who liked sex before, started pushing you away. There is an issue. There's a root cause. And what is it? There's an emotional distance. What a man should do, when you come back from work, maybe you work long hours, and you come back to work. Women like men who pays them attention. Sit your wife down. Ask them, how's your day been? How are the children? What did you achieve today? You understand? A woman likes a man that pays attention. Even if she's saying jargon. As a man, that's why God creates you there. To listen to all the jargons they have to say. Because the small period that you need to stay with them, you need to engage with their emotions. Because you will need them at night. Do you understand? Once you engage them with their emotions, it flows immediately. My husband does that a lot because he knows. When he goes to long hours and comes, sometimes he also brings his work to the house. And sometimes I'm not comfortable, but sometimes I'm comfortable. What do you do if he has to work? If they are drilling a well or whatever, he has to work overnight. So what I do as a sensitive woman, I go and engage his own emotions, engage him. I sit with him and look at him. I'm like, what is it? I'm looking at his face. He understands that something is not right. I want attention. So what he does, after working, he looks at me like, okay, babe, come, leave what you are doing. Let's sit in the sitting room. You understand? At least even if 5-10 minutes, he talks to me, how's your day been? What happened? The kids and everything. Do you understand? That is sensitivity. Immediately. So as a wife, I don't also wait for him. I want to also engage. Engage him. Do you understand? Engage him. He sees me when I look at him and stare with him. My husband knows when I start staring at him like this, I want something. You don't understand? So immediately you understand because he's sensitive. And it's okay, babe, what do you want? Come and sit with me. Let's just, what's going on? So that's how you engage your wife emotionally. You're emotionally connected to her. So at night, when you tap her, hey, easy access. She doesn't need to wear jeans. Because during the day, or when you come back from work, you've been able to break in. There's this emotional connection, not emotional distance. You've been able to break in. So you don't even need a tap. She's already waiting for you. That is a woman for you. So that is the number one point. So let's move to number 2. Unresolved conflicts. Unresolved conflicts. Yes. Unresolved conflicts.
So you had issues
in the morning hours.
And you didn't conclude.
No! In the morning hours. You said so many things to the wife.
Mrs. Harriet, don't be angry.
Yes, thank you.
is the woman supposed to carry all that? Because for some men don't know how to say, I'm sorry, it is okay. For some men, that act in the other room is their way of saying sorry. So when you're sleeping, if a man still has something in his mind, he won't want to slide in.
No, listen to me. We are wired differently from you.
And
that's where emotional understanding comes in.
But most times we cannot always.
We are wired. You must understand.
The formula
I know, but you must understand us. Our biological being, the way we are created, we're emotional beings. Anything you have to do is connected to our emotions. You cannot hurt us in the morning.
No, I'm not holding brief for them.
Yes, of course. I understand.
I'm also saying that for some time to. Can't a woman also
a woman can let go, but
can just let go.
Yes, it can
instead
let go.
Of bottling up and say no because of what happened
in the morning.
You no access, you will not go.
Yes,
is that not
woman
wicked
for you. But it is wrong anyway. It is wrong. But that is a woman for you. I'm trying to just tell you some of the reasons why women reject their husband at night, so that men will understand. Look, these people are wired differently. The way they are wired, the way they think. Men are logical beings. But women are emotional beings. Everything is tied to their emotions. So men will also ought to know. There's a mutual agreement, mutual concept that, look, this is this woman, or this is me. I'm not this woman. The way she's wired is quite different. So a woman can keep harbor something in her heart for a very long time. Do you understand? It just takes women who are in that divine position, who understand.
And that's what I'm saying.
Who understand the reason why they're in that marriage.
So, what I'm saying is it not bad? You just keep the man as even. Men can easily.
Yeah, but they're not all women.
You go and keep things in your heart.
Not all women must wear that. Not all women are in that divine position. Do you understand? Not all women knows what it takes. Like me now, you cannot break me. It will be difficult for you to break me because I know the laws. I am in my divine state all the time. I know what the law says. I know my boundaries as a woman, my feminine nature, my feminine state. I stay there. But not all women understand this. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. What you don't know, you suffer the consequences. And that's why I'm bringing it out here for everybody to hear. Because to learn. Because what you don't know, you pay for it. So women are emotional beings. So when you quarrel with them in the morning, what you do as a man, as I expect, you quarrel with them, they will keep it. See, when you will come back, a woman that's not in a divine position, she will keep it. So what you do, apologize. Women, they say men have this complex ego. I know. And sometimes it's from their upbringing. That's why I'm teaching every woman hearing the sound of my voice. Teach your men, teach your sons how to say, I'm sorry. Teach your sons how to appreciate and say, thank you. It is important in marriage. Because they grow up having this ego, this complex ego, and they don't say sorry. Men should say sorry. There's nothing wrong if a man apologizes and says, I'm sorry, my wife. And that's all. That's all. It covers everything.
Some will not say, I'm sorry. Some will say, it's okay.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
So would the woman agree
yes,
that
the woman we agree
really,
it's okay.
Will she really
it's okay.
Say,
but
yeah,
our mothers should begin to teach our sons that I'm sorry. There's nothing, it doesn't remove anything from you.
Shouldn't our mothers also teach our daughters to easily let go?
Yeah, it's vice versa. It's vice versa. Easily let go. And you come up to say, okay, I'm sorry to your wife when you've held. Do you understand? When it's very important, it is key in the relationship because you are going to face this problem in the future. In your marital home, it's going to be a big issue, a red flag. So what you do is like, okay, maybe you've gone out to work and you said something that's really right. Sometimes my husband will call me back. How far, babe? What's up? What are you doing? He has done something that I didn't like, It's bring up a convocation. It's engaging my attention already. You understand? I've forgotten about what he did and everything. He comes back home. I'm ready to welcome him and all that. He doesn't even need to tap me because everything is flowing. He comes back to work. He sits with me and we just more. Am I there? How far? What's going on now? All the nonsense. Even if he doesn't want to hear, he listens to me. Is that what happened? I say yes. I'm excited as a woman. A woman needs somebody to talk to. So there's this emotional engagement already prior to the time. So when you initiate sex, my goodness, it goes. If she doesn't need to tell you. But men, most times, we don't know this. We don't know how we are created as women. We want you to engage our emotions before we can have anything with you.
But Mr. Harry, let me also tell you, there are times also that a man, I'm sure some men would agree with me.
Okay.
A man just wants, he doesn't want sex. He doesn't want intercourse. His mind is somewhere. Probably watching one program or the other. And the wife just taps him. Babe, I need one round. some men like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't the plan. There was
Nothing.
no price.
In fact, some men like women initiating it. Some men like women that
As in, you
initiate
don't
it.
need to do any.
And no, there's no prior arrangement.
No.
That it just happens spontaneously. You know, it's a passive thing. Do you understand? Some men do. They enjoy it. But what I'm trying to bring out, the point I'm trying to make that the reasons why women reject men later at night. Do you understand? So that you know if you have a wife, you're in position of you have a wife. Because I'm going to have a challenge that will be coming on sometimes in June, and it's not free. You're going to pay for it. If you have this issue that your wife is always rejecting you, we're going to be taking you step by step. What you need to say, how you need to say it, what you need to do to your wife, to ignite that fire, that spark. When you met your wife, that spark, initial spark, we will take you there by God's grace and power through following the logic, the principles to get there. So anybody that's interested, it will just test me. Test me, I'm interested. It's going to take part in June, in the month of June. Okay. Do you understand? Yes, just test me. If you're interested, then we will take you and follow you step by step. And you'll be so shocked. A woman, women are not difficult. Just talk on their emotional language and you will get them.
It's not all women. It's not all women.
No, don't worry.
Well, let's take some calls and messages.
So let's take stress and fatigue.
Okay.
Stress and fatigue is very, very important. That women are multitaskers. God gives us this gift. We are created as multitaskers. We can do everything, juggle a lot of things at the same time. But sometimes we are overwhelmed when we don't have people help. And the men should also realize that sometimes we are overwhelmed. You understand? At times we want to behave like a magician, a superwoman, do this, do that. We will take care of the children. We will do school runs. Only also our career. In those days, women don't go to work. What they do is to take care of the home and all that. But now you cannot sit at home because of the economic situation. You need to assist. So the men should also realize that, look, the women are having extra responsibility that they don't do initially. So the thing is so much. They're overwhelmed sometimes. So at night, these women, when they are tired with all these multiple jobs and everything, juggle a lot of things together, they are tired. Fatigue. Sometimes they will just sleep. Even when you tap them, you're your own. No? So sometimes the men feel bad as like, maybe I'm not sexually attracted to this woman again and all that. No, the woman is just tired. He's tired.
What you do is you take off some of the burden.
Thank you. That's what I'm coming out. That's what I'm trying to say right now. So as an understandable man, that's very sensitive. Because when you look at a woman, look, it's not somebody you would touch because she's very tired. So as a sensitive man, what you do is to take some of the burdens out of her. Even if it's school runs, tell her that, look, my wife, I know you're very tired. The way you sleep these days shows you're really tired. Understand? Look, okay, don't worry. Today, I'm going to try. Out of my office work, I'm going to take an excuse. I will do school runs for you. Or during the weekends, you know what you do? I will stay and look at the kids. Go and sleep. Even if it's an hour, I'll be up to watch the children. You sleep. Do you know what it means for a woman? That a man does that for a woman. Oh my goodness.
Get somebody who
can assist.
Who will do the laundry.
Who could do the laundry and everything. And go. Just do and go. When you assist a woman like that, you don't need a tap. A woman is ready for you at night. Do you understand? Those little gestures that you think they don't matter. They do. And the last one is a medical reason, emotional imbalance. Women, we have a lot of phases. They say men are full of phases. Life is in phases. Women has a lot of phases. So we can move from this phase to another. So that sometimes hormonal imbalance. Do you understand? Maybe after childbirth and everything, our libido drops, or after menopause, it drops. So a sensitive man will not want to quarrel with the wife at that time. Do you understand? But if you are ignorant, you will quarrel with the woman. Oh, you don't want this. Maybe you are seeing another man. No, that woman is not seeing another man. So a sensitive man will okay, let's go to the hospital and check up. You used to be high and all that. How come everything dropped all of a sudden?
You look for a solution.
Look for professional helps. And there are some people that are rape victims. Do you understand? They didn't like it. They had it very rough when they were having it. So they will not appreciate sex. But a professional can work on such people that have this traumatic experience when they're like, So it is important that we know these things,
Let's take some calls. 0810-9510951. Go ahead. Good morning.
Hello, Master.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. They said when an immorality has been given excuses for a very long time, it gradually becomes a norm. Abnormality becomes a norm. You see, if you go to the market to buy a shoe, then you have paid for the shoe. Then it is your right now to take that shoe and go home. Then the seller of the shoe say he's angry with you, is emotional. Or the seller of the shoe says he has been working since morning, multiple jobs, but he cannot offer you what is your right as the shoe. Don't you have the right to even arrest that so-called seller? Now, in the studio here, the woman you are talking to, I appreciate her intelligence, her level of confidence and the rest, but to be given an excuse for a wrongdoing, that is why women do not do this, it's wrong. It's very wrong, because this thing now is gradually becoming a norm in the society among women, that a woman will be in the house. The right of the husband that is supposed to give to, even if you are angry, you still need to open your leg for your husband to sleep with you. Even if your husband is angry, it is your right that your husband must. It's a must. It is not tied to your emotion or your multiple jobs you are doing. No, it's wrong. You see how women are taking advantage of men in this world we are right now, especially in Africa here. Now, even in the studio, dear, I can see that you are trying to, when she is speaking, you don't interject. But when you are about to speak, she will almost use her voice to shut your mouth off for you not to talk. It's because all what she has been explaining there are not adding up. None of them is adding up.
All right, thank you. We've
And
got
when
your
you
point.
want to point,
Thank you.
Because I've not finished done. I've not done with the subject for today, because there are women that use it intentionally as a weapon. You understand? That is the last one I was coming to before you said cause to come in. So I'm really surprised that he's talking this way, because
that's his thought.
That is his thought. Do you understand? But you cannot. We are all human beings, and it's blood and water that flows through our vein. You cannot be wicked to your wife, very wicked, and you expect your wife. We are human beings. You understand? You expect your wife at night to open up. She will open up for you, but it's a mutual concept. It's beautiful, and sex is beautiful when there's a mutual concept. It takes two intentional people to go into the act and to be enjoyable. A woman can open up for you, but her heart and her mind and her soul is not there. Do you enjoy such a sex? But when she brings all her being, all her self into it, you will know the meaning when we talk of sex. You understand? You enjoy it with your wife, with your partner, when her heart is fully there. Because you cannot punish a woman in the daytime and you say, oh, because you maltreat her, sometimes you won't push her, throw her load outside, and she brings her things in, and at night you want the same woman to open. I mean, let's be sincere now. This is where empathy comes in. Put yourself in my position. If you are the woman, will you do that? Look at the aspect I was coming to before he came in. You understand? There are some women that use this as a weapon. That is where I'm wrong. That's where I get it very wrong with them. I'm very angry with them, because the Bible said in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, if you read from verse 3 to 5, they say, on no circumstances so each other refuse each other, except in the concept, mutual concept, that you are going to pray. And the Bible will say, when you pray, don't keep it too long, so that the temptations will not come in, so that you won't be tempted. So every woman hearing the sound of my voice, that hosts this thing, uses as a weapon to manipulate and to punish. You are living the principles of God, and you are going to face the wrath of God. The punishment of God awaits you, because you just left the strategy, the principle, and God laid it. You have tapped into it by using it as a punishment for your husband.
So I'm sure he's happy now.
He's happy to hear me that. You balance it, because I was going to come back, but you cut it short, and I had to pause a little. Okay. So it's a punishment. Women who use it intentionally. Intentionally. I brought those points to tell men, like, look, if you are experiencing this, there are things you can also do. Yes. You can do as a counselor.
No, I
know what I'm talking about as a counselor.
I know where you're coming from.
There are
For
things
instance,
you can do.
The area of women being overwhelmed, I always advise, with the 21st century, man and woman has to work, and you have to also take care of the children. The needs are more.
Yeah.
We have a pretty bad economy in Nigeria, and everybody has to work, make ends meet. I think that's where understanding comes
mutual understanding, mutual concept.
What works for this family might not
be
work
working for
this
other family.
So both of you can come together and see how you can run the family successfully.
Together.
So
it's one mission, one purpose, one goal.
But don't do anything that will hamper the activity inside the other room. Please, there are some things you It's not you must not wash all the clothes every day.
No.
Sometimes you just leave the clothes.
Let's go because you know
and go and
you
enjoy
need
yourself.
to satisfy your husband. That's why this sexual commitment comes in. Sexual commitment, every woman hearing the sound of my voice, that sexual commitment is key. The way a man is wired, and that's how I started this whole thing. The way a man is wired is not the way a woman is wired. So a man, sex is physical. They need it all the time because they don't have breaks. The women have breaks. So the women must learn to also accommodate these men because of their nature, their biological being, how they are created. They should also learn that they will accommodate their husband when their husband needs it. But my husband will also know that sometimes the women might be down, medically. So you assist them.
Right.
You assist them. This is where empathy comes in. Putting yourself in each other's position. Marriage is not for selfish reason. It's a covenant. It's not a contract when individuals are looking for their own selfish gains and everything. No, it's for one mission, one purpose, one goal. So when you understand this, you will win, definitely.
Michael says, sexual commitment, right on, ma.
Yes.
Maxwell is learning this one very well. It says, if I am to travel the next day, it says, I usually deny sexual commitment to my wife if I am to travel the next day because I like having good sleep each time I do that thing in the other room. And if I do it with her the night before traveling, it usually makes me to sleep on the road, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
When I was dating one lady before I got married, I drove to see her, and we screwed ourselves so much in the other room in another state. I had to drive back to Port Harcourt, and on reaching Oiwo, I slept on the steering, and my car wheeled off the road into the bush. I can't forget that incident, so I usually avoid sex if I'm traveling. Am I right to deny that to my wife? Well, Michael...
But is there a commitment? Is there a communication? But it's something called open communication.
Yes.
Do you understand? You sit with her and make her see reasons. Because if you deny her of a right, it is wrong on your part. It's a no-no, it's a wrong.
She needs to understand.
But she needs to understand. This is where mutual understanding comes in. Make her see reasons, you understand? Sit her down. Open communication is key in a relationship. Tell her this is the reason, babe. It's not as if I want to deny you of this. I know how important it is to you.
You can do it a day before a day that you
before
travel.
you go. Do you understand? Sit her down and speak to her, and she will understand. Open up, speak up.
Okay. Good morning, Maxwell. Can a graduate get married to an undergraduate person, just a wife holder, which is not really good? According to her, she will rewrite it again. She's working as a teacher in a school. Her salary is not up to minimum wage, but we love each other, and I'm finding it difficult to place it because I'm afraid for the future. She's God-fearing, so respecting and helpful with the little she has. I need your advice. Well, it's very simple. Let me say this. It is easier for a man who is up there to draw the woman to her level.
Absolutely. Women are very gullible. You can pull them. Yes.
But
they're ready.
The other way around, it takes an understanding woman who is up there to pull the man to her level.
To her level. Thank you.
If you love her, she's respectful, she has every other thing, and she's teachable. Why not? It is easier for a prince in the palace to marry a village girl from a poor family. But it is difficult for a queen in the palace to marry a village boy from a poor family.
Yeah, you said it all.
So if she has all the qualities and the problem is just her educational qualification, that is something that can be worked on.
It can work on, for crying aloud.
Let her rewrite her WAEC.
Yes.
If you don't want her to do full-time, maybe because she's working, she can do part-time. There's Open University. There's also part-time in UST, in Uniport. Yeah. There's distance learning. These days now, everything online.
Yeah, she can go.
Once she's teachable,
attitude is key.
She has attitude. She has everything.
Please.
The rest
go ahead.
is history.
Move on, please.
Okay?
Move on.
The rest is history. Except if you have ego problem.
Yes, move on.
But for you're a graduate, you're doing well. Pull her up to your level.
Up to your standard.
If she's teachable.
That's all.
That's the condition.
And she's willing.
If she's teachable and willing.
You explain to her.
Please mark those words.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's easier for a man to pull a woman up
than a woman.
Than a woman pulling a man up. It takes an understanding woman.
Yeah.
Because, of course, naturally leadership wise in marriage is the man.
Yeah.
So you ought to know more than your woman. I hope you have communicated.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Madam, you've said it all. Mutual sex among couples is the best. The men should try and be empathetic, irrespective of their right to their wife's body.
Yeah, please.
You're highly on point. The explanation of the fact that we are wired differently. Women have timetable. It's a good orientation. All right. Thank you, Melody.
Okay. Thank you.
Your guess is right. Men only enjoy sex when they ejaculate. Women must add emotional enjoyment till the end of the sex thing.
That's a
Men should
woman for you.
consider this. Max, you said I can do it a day before a day I will travel. The problem is women have this mindset that as you didn't touch them or as okay, just do one mouth now and you move now. Don't do fire down. Michael, what do you want to hear from me now?
I don't know.
Just do one mouth now, sharp, and then move.
I'll move and let them know. I think you understand.
There's a way you can go about it, Michael. Now,
without even going through the normal.
You don't need to go through.
No.
4 rounds, 6
non-sexual hug, peace. And
just,
all that. Yes.
Do sharp, and then.
A woman has no problem. Just tap on their emotional language and you get them.
Maxwell, how about a woman who is pregnant? Does it mean she won't copulate with her husband till after 9 months? It depends.
It depends, though. She doesn't have any
there are women
implications,
who, when
medical
they get pregnant,
yes.
That's when they will fire down.
They won't like it more. Yes.
The libido will shoot
so
up.
High. Yes.
However, let me take the words of Dr. Shitu.
Okay, then.
If your wife has medical issues, probably she has been having constant miscarriage.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Oga. You don't want the child. That time just
slow down,
doing fasting.
You slow down.
So that child, because probably if her cervix is weak and every little thing can trigger, the miscarriage. Once she gets pregnant again, you can hold body. You can be fasting that period.
Yeah.
Okay. At least let her pass the first trimester, at least pass second trimester.
Is very important.
Let the baby mature.
Sure.
Then little by little.
The doctor will even advise.
The doctor will advise you medical. But from the series of teachings he has had, I mean, Dr. Shitu, he's a fertility doctor.
Okay.
He will always tell the men, if your wife has had series of miscarriages, it is wisdom.
Yeah.
When she gets pregnant again, to allow her, so that you don't go and trigger. You know, even if it's even you self that will say no, I don't want to. I don't want anything that will happen to this baby.
I know women that will get pregnant from the first day they get pregnant will be in the hospital till 9 months.
Till 9 months.
Yes, a woman did it, and she had the baby finally after many years.
Max, good morning, and your guest, Madam, is not tired. Is intentional, and your guest is covering the women. Mr. Dennis, people are saying
I'm not covering today. I'm covering the women. When I come to talk about the men, nobody says anything. But today they feel I'm covering the women. I'm not covering women who use this as a weapon, like I said earlier. Okay. I am not covering them. They are against the law of God, and the wrath of God will fall upon them, except they repent. If you use this as a weapon to punish, to manipulate your own husband, go and read the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 3 to 5. You don't have any access to your body. Your husband should have full access to your body, and you to the man will understand that. Look, you two have full access to the body. Only on the concept of prayers, you want to pray or fast, but don't keep it too long so that Satan will not come in. Because women who allows this, it can lead to infidelity. At the end of the day, there are the consequences of women who do this intentionally. There are a lot of consequences that if I open my mouth to talk today, they will be so scared that they will not try refusing their husbands intentionally. An intentional act. You want to punish them, because you want to get something from them.
Let me even say,
are you carrying knives? Are you carrying yam?
Mrs. Harriet does not cover the women folk. In fact, as a matter of fact, the women say, why is she always talking about them?
Thank you.
So probably you've not been listening to her. This one says, one day I was tired after work. While sleeping, she pulled my undies and do her thing. But the day I tried, she got upset. How do we balance this? Prosper, you need to speak with her.
Yes.
If she has the right while you were sleeping to
and
do,
you gave her access. Right. You also have a right.
So you guys should have an honest conversation.
Open conversation,
tell her,
clearly.
And to all women who are listening, if you have the right when the man is sleeping and tired to do your thing, the man also has the right. In fact, your own is even better. Your own, you can be sleeping and be going. and he will do his thing, and nobody will be hurt.
Yes.
Max, your guests have spoken so well. However, my concern is situated within the context of all kinds of association most of the ladies get themselves into.
Yes.
Everybody is maintaining extreme positions until they avoid copy and paste. The challenges would persist. All right, thank you, Kano. Max, do we have any woman in a marriage that is perfect? Please, any response? I have my reasons for asking this. No.
Perfect as well.
No, nobody's perfect.
Perfect as well.
Thank God, ability to. We'll talk about this other issue next week when you talk about relatives and all that. Why some women don't like their husband's relatives.
Okay.
Who says women only enjoy sex when they're emotionally connected? That's it's just a weapon women created to oppress men. I know. I know where this whole thing is coming from.
Yes.
It's coming from the way our women of these days behave.
Okay.
Let me be sincere with you. There's a whole lot of this thing now going on, and people move into marriages with false mindsets. Listen, if you're not going to marry, if you're not going to be committed, please don't marry.
Don't marry.
Let us just put it there.
Yes.
And let me say this. For every man, sex is food.
It's food. It's the glue. It's the glue that binds that relationship.
Please, ladies who are listening.
Yes.
If you're not going to be committed
sexually to your partners, don't get married.
Please don't get married. Stay on your own.
Yes.
Thank you, Mrs.
Absolutely.
Harriet.
Oh my goodness, it's over.
Did the videos come in?
You.
Did the videos come in?
No, yes. I can't remember this person. Just about 3 people. Please, I still need more videos, please.
Okay.
I
The
beg.
number?
The numbers is they can send it to 081 55 62272.
Okay, just do a 1-minute video of
please.
how
Yes.
Mrs. Harriet's teaching have been.
Yeah, please.
And then send it to that number. She needs it for a project.
Please.
She needs
please.
it for a project.
Very important.
So that
I
they can
beg
give
you.
her distinction.
I beg. I need it.
The number again.
They can call 080. The other one I called the last week. 080-370-60064 or 081 55 62272. Both numbers. Please, if I've impacted in your life in any way, just 1 minute. You can just do me this favor. I beg. I am begging.
Thank you, Mrs. Harriet, for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Stay with us. The news come up next.
.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. This is the World News on your premium talk radio today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. And the headlines: Kalabari women block road in protest against visit by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Nigerian Air Force says airstrikes destroys bandit hideouts in Katsina, kill over 20. Nigeria Customs Service confirms confiscation of 34,470 litres of petrol from smugglers of PMS. On the foreign scene, Ugandan judge convicted in UK human trafficking case. I am Lucky Maxwell. Welcome back. Information reaching our desk says women from Kalabari Kingdom have blocked the major road leading to Abalama, the venue of Thanksgiving, an event to honor the Minister of the FCT, Yesom Wike, by some individual from Kalabari Kingdom. The protesting women, led by a member representing Asari Toru and Akuku Toru at the National Assembly, Boma Goodhead, wore black attires, carried placards with different inscription. According to the video circulated on social media, the protesting women were cited chanting, "No road for Wike, don't come, we don't need you again. You want to kill us, we are Ijos. Why coming to war?" amongst other chanting. There is no doubt that the protest is aimed at stopping the FCT minister from being honored by some Kalabari indigents, although security agencies are on ground to control the situation. It would interest you to know that amidst the political crisis in River State, Yesom Wike had in a media chat in Abuja rained abuses on the Ijos, disclosing how they are minority and were giving governor out of benevolence. The Chief Judge of River State, Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi, has approved the creation of the following magisterial district in River State. The creation of the magisterial district in River State is in pursuant to Section B and C of the River State Magistrate Court's Law and number 2 of 2025, which is said necessitated creation of Egbeda Magisterial District, Opobo Magisterial District. By the said instrument, the area covered by Egbeda Magisterial District is Akpabu, Egbeda, Itu, Umudioga, and Ubi mini communities, while the area covered by Opobo Magisterial District are communities in Opobo local government area. Today FM Suchenda Joe reports that based on the above instrument, the commencement of the 2 new magisterial districts shall be on the 2nd of April 2025, which has brought about the total number of magisterial districts in Rivers to 39. The Chief Judge of River State, Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi, who confirmed the development during inauguration of Information Technology Communication ICT Committee of High Court of River State, said the committee represents this resolve and commitment to data efficiency. Chibuzo Amadi expressed optimism that the committee will use their wealth of experience to ensure and prepare an adequate technology-driven management that will ensure solutions that will improve the sole management and reporting mechanism.
Additionally, the members of the committee have been carefully selected and the terms of reference for the committee's activity have been distributed to them. They are expected to bring their wealth of experience and expertise in information technology to ensure proper and adequate development and implementation of the technology-driven solution that will improve our court management and information system, including the case management profile, protocol, and reporting mechanism, and generally enhance access to justice by all court users. Therefore, I call on the members of this committee to carry out their duties with dedication, creativity, and commitment to leverage ICT and the transformative power of technology to drive our court management and
the Chief Judge used the opportunity to encourage the committee not to be economic in sharing information for the sake of justice delivery, just as he commended members of the former committee led by Elsie Thompson, as he urged the user of the ICT to cooperate with the committee to ensure speedy justice delivery.
As we move forward in our quest for an efficient, transparent, and user-friendly court management and information system in the High Court of River State, I will now fail to acknowledge and appreciate the efforts and commitment of the former members of this committee, whose hard work and dedication have brought us so far. My brother Judge, Honorable Justice A.N. Thompson, for steering this committee selflessly for many years, especially appreciate our successes the committee has recorded so far. I call on the members of the committee to always remember that the goal of this committee is to serve the people with passion and purpose for taking significant strides towards a more efficient, accessible system.
In his acceptance speech, the chairman of Information Telecommunication Technology Communication ICT Committee of the High Court, Stephen Jumbo, thanked the Chief Judge for considering them worthy to form the committee and pledged their readiness to deliver on their mandate for effective justice delivery.
On behalf of the other members, we thank you for reposing confidence in us by making us or appointing us as members of this ICT committee. Now, when I looked at the members, you have some members who have been members. I was also a member under my Lord Thompson for 3 years and understudied very well for 3 years. So we will continue to leverage on that experience and we will still continue to tap from the experience of my Lord Justice Thompson. Thank my Lord, we thank the members of the team accepting the appointment and glad to work with my Lord the CJ. And I, as the chairman, also glad to work with the other members of the committee.
A traditional leader in the Alakaya community in Obiakwa local government area of River State is Vincent Onuigwe, has given his assurance that the community's fishing festival will proceed without a hitch today. In an interview with Today FM, Eze Onuigwe condemned the actions of a few individuals attempting to stir up trouble, stating that all necessary security measures are in place to ensure a peaceful celebration. Onuigwe added that with security agencies and vigilantes set to be present during the festival, the community is poised for a joyous and incident-free celebration. He emphasized the importance of respecting the community's customs and traditions, reiterating that he is the sole recognized leader of the Alakaya community.
We are marching down to our fishing festival at Aroma. It's what we do every 2 or 3 years. We will go and harvest our fish. Every person will go to his own pond to go and harvest fish. No fear for anything. No person should be afraid because the security men will guide you. Both OSPAC, both police are coming into the forest to guide you. There's no problem in Alakaya about anything about the fishing. So no one should be afraid. Regardless of people who are making different type of announcement, what they don't know, calling themselves names, we have no problem in Alakaya as per anything fishing festival.
Earlier, a member of the Community Development Committee, Enyi Stanley, warned Daniel Obunda-Adodo from claiming to be the traditional ruler of the community. Stanley urged government authorities at all levels to disregard Obunda-Adodo's claims and media outburst.
It has come to our notice that Daniel Obunda-Adodo has constantly been parading himself as the Yenwali of Alakaya. We want to use this opportunity to inform the general public to disregard any statement coming from Daniel Obunda-Adodo for and on behalf of Alakaya. He is not our spokesperson. He is not our Royal Highness. He has never been and will not also be. So he should stop misinforming the public. We want to use this opportunity to inform the Governor of River State, His Excellency Similar Efubara, to disassociate himself and not listen to mischief makers. Daniel Obunda-Adodo is not the Royal Highness of Alakaya. And Alakaya is very peaceful. Alakaya is a peace-loving community. We don't want crisis. I want to use the opportunity to encourage my fellow community people and at large the general public to please come to Alakaya. It's our annual fishing festival.
The Nigerian Air Force has said airstrikes from operatives in Katsina State have decimated notorious criminal hideouts in Ngoa, Goja Hill Forest, Rowangodiwa Ward, the Faskari local government area of the state. The operation carried out by the air component of Operation Fansayama in the early hours of Thursday targeted the 45 camps of two notorious bandit kingpins, Jero Alhaji and Alhaji Riga. In a statement by the Deputy Director of Public Relations and Information, Nigerian Air Force, Group Captain Kabiru Ali, said the airstrike successfully neutralized over 20 bandits, with additional casualties reported in the surrounding rocky hills. Captain Kabiru Ali revealed that the airstrike had a decisive impact on the criminals' assessment of the full extent of the damages ongoing. He said the Riga and Gero were key enablers of banditry in the region, providing shelter for terrorist elements responsible for deadly ambushes along the Funtua-Gusau road, particularly between Yankara and Sheme villages. Captain Kabiru Ali added that their elimination is seen as a major breakthrough in the ongoing military campaign to restore peace in the northwest. The Nigeria Customs Service (NCS) says its operatives have confiscated from smugglers of premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, a total of 34,470 liters of petrol. The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashiru Adewale Adeneye, during a public auction of the seized items, said the Operation Whirlwind have intensified its fight against fuel smuggling, leading to a major crackdown on smugglers of PMS in Gembu and Kaniyaka border communities of Taraba State. Adewale Adeneye said, from investigation, Gembu, the headquarters of Serudauna local government area, and Kaniyaka, a transit route into Cameroon, have become notorious for illicit fuel smuggling activities. Bashiru Adewale Adeneye revealed that a total of 34,470 liters of petrol were confiscated from smugglers in a swift operation. He said custom operatives also seized a special purpose transportation truck used for smuggling, adding that the operation was carried out in partnership with the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and with technical support from the Office of the National Security Advisor. The customs boss stressed that smugglers are threats to the nation's national security and should be of interest to all security agencies, and also called on residents of the state and other stakeholders to cooperate with the government to ensure the gains recorded in the petroleum distribution system for local consumption and not reverse. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has rejected recent reports alleging targeted killings of Christians in Nigeria. The federal government described the report as part of a misleading campaign aimed at influencing foreign governments to designate the country as a country of particular concern due to violence against Christians. This was contained in a statement signed by the acting spokesperson for the ministry, Kemiabi Ebienfa. According to the report, the United States House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Africa authorized President Donald Trump to impose sanctions on Nigeria due to the alleged widespread killing of Christians and escalating religious violence within the country. The approval came after a congressional hearing on Wednesday where lawmakers expressed frustration over the Nigerian government's alleged failure to protect Christians communities from the ongoing attacks. A report by the Observatory for Religious Freedom in Africa cited during the hearing revealed that Nigeria accounted for 90% of all Christians killed globally each year. Between October 2019 and September 2023, over 55,000 people were killed, and an additional 21,000 were abducted by terrorist groups. However, the ministry acknowledged the country's security challenges but stressed that such incidents are not motivated by religious bias. It said that the majority of violence in the predominantly Muslim northern region stems from criminality, insurgency, and banditry, not religious persecution. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. We'll be right back after the short break.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now the rest of the news. The federal government has emphasized the importance of ensuring that financial autonomy at the local level leads to improved healthcare delivery rather than administrative obstacles. The government said this at the National Stakeholder Engagement on Accelerating Improvement in Primary Healthcare in Nigeria with Local Government Financial Autonomy in Abuja. Speaking at the meeting, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pati, said collaboration is critical in advancing primary healthcare in Nigeria, and financial autonomy for local government must be adapted in a way that preserves and enhances service delivery. Party noted that the 2014 National Health Act established a national health system comprising the Federal Ministry of Health, state ministries of health, local government authorities, and other relevant institutions, stressing that this framework must now be leveraged to strengthen the primary healthcare system. The minister highlighted that the government's goal is not to build a system for its sake, but rather a system that works for Nigerians. He said financial autonomy requires strategic resource allocation where local government optimize what they have, states provide their support, and the federal government continues to offer technical and policy guidance. He also urged all governors, local government leaders, civil society, and development partners to work together to ensure that financial autonomy translates into effective service delivery, accountability, and improved health outcomes for Nigerians. The Social Democratic Party, SDP, has alleged a plot by the Nigerian government to persecute opposition figures in the country. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Rufus Ayenigba, the SDP claimed that the All Progressives Congress-led government has concluded plans to file criminal charges against former Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai. El-Rufai defected from the ruling APC to the SDP a few days ago. The statement further alleged a plot by the ruling party to restrict El-Rufai from leaving Nigeria stating that the move was intended to instill fear in the opposition and prevent further defections. A court of appeal in Abuja has halted the reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi II as the Emir of Kano. A three-member panel of justices led by Justice Okon Abang unanimously halted the implementation of the January 10 judgment which vacated the nullification of Sanusi II's appointment by a Kano State High Court, which it held was done without jurisdiction. The judgment, which was delivered by Justice Gabriel Kolawole, held that the nullification of Sanusi II's appointment was done without the required jurisdiction and ordered the transfer of the suit to the Kano State High Court. However, ruling on the fresh applications, the appellate court agreed that the applications seeking to hold the enforcement of the earlier judgment pending the appeal before the Supreme Court were competent and meritorious. He also noted that the subject matter before the court needs to be preserved because the applicant had served as emir for 5 years before his removal, adding that he deserved the right to protection. On the foreign scene, a Ugandan judge, Lydia Mugambe, has been found guilty of human trafficking and conspiracy to intimidate a victim in a case that has shocked observers. Lydia Mugambe, a High Court judge in Uganda and a UN judicial officer, was arrested under the Modern Slavery Act in the UK. Police footage showed her expressing disbelief as officers informed her of the charges. She insisted she had diplomatic immunity and denied any wrongdoing. During the trial, prosecutors argued that Mugambe had exploited a young Ugandan woman, misleading her about the purpose of her travel to the UK and subjecting her to unfair working conditions. The prosecution also claimed that the judge conspired with Ugandan Deputy High Commissioner John Leonard Murugawa to facilitate the woman's entry into the country. In exchange, she allegedly agreed to intervene in a legal matter involving Murugawa. The victim, whose identity is protected, told the court she felt isolated and trapped while in the UK. Mugambe, who was pursuing a law PhD at the University of Oxford, denied coercing the woman into unpaid labor, saying she had always treated her with kindness. Following her conviction, Thames Valley Police confirmed that the United Nations waived any diplomatic immunity Mugambe may have had as a UN judge. Gasps were heard in the courtroom when the verdict was delivered, and proceedings were briefly halted after Mugambe appeared unwell. The case highlights ongoing concerns over labor exploitation and the misuse of diplomatic privileges. To end the news, as a summary of the major stories. We told you that Calabar women have blocked the road in protest against the visit by the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. The Nigerian Air Force says its airstrikes have destroyed bandit hideouts in Katsina, killing over 20. We told you that Nigeria Customs Service has confirmed the confiscation of a total of 34,470 liters of petrol from smugglers of PMS. On the foreign scene, you heard that Ugandan judge convicted in UK human trafficking case. Uche Ndejowo edited the news. For comments and inquiries, please call 08183892850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on todayfmlive.com. Good afternoon. I'm Lucky Maxwell.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Are you ready to transform your business, career, and future? Join us at the reInvent Conference 2025. This year's theme, Lead Bravely, is a call to action for leaders in ministry, business, and career. Hear from our lineup of 12 visionary speakers, including Dr. Sam Amadi, Dr. Ben Akabueze, Professor Chizindu Aliko, Chuje Jidowo, Adebayo Adedeji, Pastor Chris, and Yemisi Ugo. Gain valuable insights on leadership, innovation, entrepreneurship, and network with like-minded leaders and change makers. Date, Tuesday 18th to Thursday 20th March 2025. Time is 4 p.m. Venue, The King's Assembly, 58 Tombia Road, GRA Phase 3, Port Harcourt. Stay connected online at TKA Community. Learn more at reinventng.org. reInvent Conference 2025. Lead bravely. Don't miss this transformative experience.
All right, all you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique style.
Welcome to Echoes from Heaven with Nathaniel Osawe. Be blessed as you listen.
The first point we have looked at is the fact that life is a test. Life is a test. I need to move on from that point, but I just have to talk a little about it. That life is a test, because many people do not know that life is a test, and they are feeling the test of life every day. They are failing. And I've said something that if you know that life is a test, you will live life differently. If you know that everything that you face, everything that comes your way is a test, that we are all being tested. Everything, all our time on earth is a test. We are being tested. And those who pass the test and those who fail the test, there are consequences. The Bible says in James, it says, blessed is the man who endures when he's tested. It says he will have the crown of life. There are consequences for failing the test of life. Temptation is the number one test. We have said that. But that point is so strong on my mind and on my heart, that life is a test. Temptation is a test. No. Temptation, please get it, is a test. Any temptation that comes your way, that you are being tested, is a test. The Bible says God tested Abraham. In Genesis 22, God tested Abraham. When God told Abraham to go and sacrifice Isaac, the Bible says he was testing Abraham. He was testing him to see Abraham's love, that this child that you waited for 25 years, and now God is saying, I want him. God was testing Abraham to see if Abraham loved that child more than he loved God. That child, and when God told Abraham to go and sacrifice Isaac, he told him, he says, go and sacrifice your son. He mentioned Isaac, not Ishmael, your only son, whom you love, your son who is precious to you. Go and sacrifice him on the mountain that I will show unto you. God was checking to see if Abraham had loved the gift more than the giver. If Abraham, yes, Isaac was the gift and God was the giver, and God was testing Abraham to see if Abraham loved the gift more than the giver. If Abraham loved the blessing more than the one who gave him the blessing. There are many people today, God has blessed them, but that blessing has turned them away from God. The Bible says of Jeshurun, it says Jeshurun waxed fat and he kicked God out of his life. He waxed fat and he forsook God. He waxed fat, he forsook God, and of the rock who begot him he was unmindful. There are many people that God has given them gifts. They have pushed the giver of the gift out of their life, and the gift is the thing that preoccupies them. There are many people that the blessings that God gave them is the very thing that has made them turn their back on God. They have rejected God because God gave them blessing. God gave you a job. God gave you money. Now you have forgotten God. You have forgotten the one who gave you the blessing. Your whole life now is about the blessing. The one who gave you the blessing is of little significance and consequence to you. That was what God was checking with Abraham when he said, go and sacrifice your son, your only son, Isaac. God was testing Abraham to see if the blessing he gave Abraham had become more important than the God who gave him the blessing. If the blessing that God gave him had become more valuable, more precious to him than the God who gave him the blessing. I don't know what blessings you have received. Maybe it's marriage. You got a husband, you got a wife, and since you got married, your love for God has died. Your commitment, your devotion, your dedication to God, everything has disappeared. You used to be on fire, you used to go for evangelism, you used to go on missions, but now that you are married, everything has died. You cannot even pray, you can't even read the Bible. Your dedication, your commitment, your devotion to God, everything has died because God gave you a husband, because God gave you a wife, because God gave you a job, no more quiet time, because God gave you money. You don't have money now. The things that you could not, the evil things you were not doing, you're not beginning to do them. God gave you a job, God gave you money. Now you're not carrying women, you're not carrying girls. Things you didn't do when you were broke, things you didn't do when you were poor. When you were broke and poor, you were praying and fasting and saying, God, I will follow you, I will serve you. Now God has given you money. You don't have time for God anymore. You are not playing with sin. You are not using the same money that God has given you to run after little girls. You're using the money to entice them. That's what life is about. Life is a test. God is testing. God is testing. Do you love the blessing more than the one who has blessed you? Do you love the gift more than the one who gave you the gift? So he tested Abraham. And every one of us, we are being tested. We are being tested. And I say to you that there are consequences for failing life's test. No. There are consequences for failing life's test. Look at Joseph. That woman came to him and said, lie with me, come and sleep with me. That was a test. If Joseph had failed that test and had fallen for it, we would not have been talking of the Joseph we are talking about today. He would not have attained the height that God had ordained for him to attain. Above all, if you fail the test of life, all the tests that come your way in this life, they are eternal consequences. They are eternal result. The ultimate consequence for failing the tests that come to you in this life is that your soul will perish. Yes, hell is the final consequence of failing the tests that come to you. I've said that those tests could be in the way of temptation. They could be in the way of delayed answers to prayer. They could be in the way of delayed, hope, delayed expectations that you expected. By now you would have been married. You would have been settled in your husband's house. By now you should have been married, and now you are 35. You are 36. You are 37. No serious person is coming your way. People are coming to you. They're saying they want to sleep with you. That is what they want, or they are giving that as a condition. All of it is a test. God is testing you. Do you love marriage more than me? Do you love a husband more than me? The Bible says, Jesus said, if a man comes to me and does not hate his father and his mother and his own life, he cannot be my disciple. He says you must hate even your own life. Your life must not be more precious to you than God. Marriage must not be more precious to you than God. And so a job must not be more precious to you than God. And so there must be nothing that you are willing to sacrifice for God. There must be nothing that you are willing to sacrifice God for. You say, I just want this thing. I'm willing to give up my relationship with God. I'm willing to sacrifice my fellowship with God because I want this thing. No. God is testing to see, do you, like he said to Peter, do you love me more than this? Do you love me more than this? It's testing your love, it's checking you. I'll move from that point. The next point is that life is a temporary assignment. Life is a temporary assignment. Every one of us, God has given us life as an assignment. And that assignment, the time we have to fulfill it, we don't have forever. Life is a temporary assignment. Our life on earth is temporary. The Bible says we are pilgrims, strangers, aliens in this world. We are pilgrims. We are just passing through. Our time on earth is temporary. It says our time on earth is temporary. Life is a temporary assignment. The Bible says man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. No matter how long you live on this earth, one day you will eventually leave. Our time here, there's no dwelling place here. There's no permanent dwelling in this place. Our time on earth is a temporary time. Is a temporary sojourn. We are sojourning. We are just passing through. It's like you are traveling from Port Harcourt to Lagos, and then you pass through Benin or wherever. You are just passing through. Benin is not your destination. It is not your location. You are just passing through. That song that says, I'm a pilgrim, says, I'm just passing through. I'm just passing through. We are just passing through. Life is a temporary assignment. Is a temporary, and one day it will come to an end. One day it will be over. I don't know whether you have come face to face with death. You have suffered the death of somebody who was close to you, and you have seen death. You have seen death face to face like this. One day it will be your own. One day it will be your turn. Life on earth is temporary. There is a hereafter. There is eternity. That is why we cannot live like people. We cannot just live all our lives just focused on this earth. We cannot. The Bible says, if in this life only we have hope in Christ, we have all men most miserable. There is another life. There is a hereafter. There is eternity. The Bible says we must set our affections, our minds on the things that are above. There is another world. There is another life. It's not just this place. One day your life on earth will be over. And the question then will be, did you fulfill the assignment that God gave you in this world? The Bible says, Jesus said, I must walk the works of him that sent me. The night cometh when no man can walk. Jesus was saying, the time that I have to do what God has given to me is not forever. It is limited. Your time on earth is limited. And so it is not how long a man lives that matters. What matters is, did that man fulfill the purpose of God for his life on earth? And let me tell you, there's nobody that God has given an assignment of gathering money. Your purpose on earth is not to gather millions. It's not to gather money and build house here and build house there. That is not God's assignment for your life. The primary assignment that God has given to every man is that we know him. God expects that as you live in this world, you must know God. If you live for 100 years and for those 100 years you don't come to the saving knowledge of God, you'll be a miserable man. Even though when you die, people may say, he lived a long life. You live 100 years, you live for 90 years, you live for 85 years, and then you die without the saving knowledge of God. You have wasted your life. He says, the night comes when no man can walk. The night comes, the time is coming when what you need to do you can't do. The primary assignment that God has given to us here is that we come to the knowledge of God, the saving knowledge of God. I want to ask you, your time on earth is counting. This is 2025. How many more years do you have to live in this world? Have you come to that knowledge of God? That is the primary thing. That is the primary thing that God expects of you. That in the course of your sojourning in this world, in the course of your pilgrimage in this world, that you come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, that you encounter God, that you encounter Jesus Christ, the Savior, the Redeemer. If you live through this world and you never come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, then sir, your life will have been wasted. If at the end of your life, after journeying through this world for I don't know for how long, and your life comes to an end, and you don't come to the knowledge of God, you don't come to a living personal relationship with God, you have wasted your life. There's a song that says, only one life, it will soon be gone. Only what's done for Christ will stand. One day I will close my eyes in death. One day you will close your eyes in death. But as we close our eyes here, we will open them somewhere. The question is, where will it be? Is it heaven? Is it hell? Is it heaven? Is it hell? Only one life, sir. You don't have a spare life. You don't have a second life. This life that you have now is the one that God has given to you for you to prepare for the other life, the life hereafter. This life on earth, God has given it to us for us to prepare for eternity. So we say life is a temporary assignment. What is that assignment that God has given to us here on earth? It is for us to prepare for eternity. Preparing for eternity is the assignment that God has given to us, to prepare for another world, to prepare for eternity. And so if God gives you 50 years, God gives you 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 90, 100 years, there's one thing that God expects that you will use all those years to do. What is that thing? He expects that you will use all those years to prepare for eternity, to prepare for the life to come, to prepare for the world to come. But many people are not preparing for that world, that life to come. They are not preparing for eternity. All they are focused about is they want to have a nice time in this world. They want to enjoy. They are not thinking about eternity. They are not thinking about the world to come. I say that life is a temporary assignment that God has given to every one of us. And that assignment that God has given to you and to me is one thing. No, it is not to make money. That assignment is for you and for me to prepare for eternity. That is our assignment, to spend all our time, whatever we need to correct in our lives, whatever we need to make right, whatever we need to repent of. God expects we repent of it and be prepared for the life to come. That's our life's assignment.
I believe you have been blessed. Tune in next week for another refreshing episode of Echoes from Heaven. Please let us know how you have been blessed through this program by calling, texting, or sending a WhatsApp message to this number 081 355 57592. Once again, 081 355 57592. You can also send an email to echoesfh@gmail.com. echoesfh@gmail.com. God bless you.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelt.
We're not just a station.
We are the station.
Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
You're more than able. Ain't no problem that's too hard for a strong and mighty God. Yes, you are able. You're more than able. Time and time again you prove I can always count on you. Yes, you are able. Able. Ain't no problem that's too hard for a strong and mighty God. You are able. So much more than able. And time again you prove I can always count on you. You are
about to listen to.
Get ready. It's the world of broadcasting as Today 95.1 FM brings you entertainment, information, education as they unfold every day.
Today 95.1 FM.
Do you know that I'm a petroleum engineer? Do you think I used to climb some tree alone in the zoo?
So, and you see, you've not benefited anything from Nigeria.
What was your favorite Nigerian movie growing up? 1, 2, 3. Isakaba.
Yeah.
It took time. Conspiracy.
Today 95.1 FM. Don't touch that dial. Make sure you are tuned to your numero uno.
Tell me, where's your money now?
Why, I will not take Arno.
I really like you, and it's true. There is only one, just you. I find it hard to say, I wish you knew. I am on your Instagram all day, stalking you. You in my life is all I'm hoping for. If you could be mine, yeah, not forevermore. I won't talk my mind and say how I feel inside, but I fear you won't. You won't feel the same for me. Oh, if she loves me, hallelujah. If she says she loves me, hallelujah. Oh, when she loves me, hallelujah. If she says she loves me, hallelujah.
I see the way he looks at me. I know the things he does for me. What if I could read your mind? I wonder if I'd be inside, and if you could be mine. I feel like I've been drinking wine. If you call me baby, me I don't go mind. Oh, I know you want me, baby. Make you talk your mind. Oh, you see that I've been waiting. Me I don't go lie. Oh, me I don't go lie. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I think he loves me. Hallelujah. Oh, if he loves me, hallelujah. One day he'll tell me, hallelujah. I think he loves me, hallelujah.
I don't really love you for a long time, my dear, yeah.
It be like say you know, no, say I dare.
I wish you knew what I'm feeling for you, darling.
You're so extraordinary, and there's no ordinary thing.
You say you love me, hallelujah. My baby loves me, hallelujah. The way you love me, hallelujah. Because you love me, hallelujah. You say you love me, hallelujah. disagree so that I can be the best for you. That's all I wanna do. I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes. Though I'm going through changes, don't mean that I change. Sometimes I go to sleep early. Sometimes I can't close my eyes. Sometimes I smile like it's all good, even though there's pain underneath it. I just wanna be the best of me, even though sometimes I forget to breathe, so that I can be the best for you. That's all I wanna do. I'll be going through changes. I'm going through changes. Though I'm going through changes, don't mean that I change. Yeah, I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes. Oh, yes I am going through changes. That's right. Don't mean that I change. Whoa. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm going through changes. No, I ain't changed. Yeah. People change, circumstances change, but God always remains the same.
95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.
Please listen to this paid infomercial.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, when they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support the country healthcare system. Quarterly man, correct, holistic, ogbonge herbal medicine, they know they come out for public anyhow, like a big masquerade. Food ground, as every Christmas, have been boundary. Seeking a self sabi medicine will pass them. After all, monkey smart now, because tree near tree is our forest. Heritage International will use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. We don't become ubaruba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
Hello and welcome to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special promo package. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. On today's edition of the program, our topic for discussion is staphylococcal infection. And I have with me in the studio Dr. Otumba Abiodun. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Staphylococcal infections do occur in the body system when Staphylococcus bacteria enters into the body system and spread within the body system, destroying body cells. Staphylococcus bacteria are majorly of three types that can afflict men. But of these three, the most pathogenic in nature, that is the one that is capable of causing diseases easily in men, is the Staphylococcus aureus, because it is capable of invading body cells, destroying them, causing causing different pathological changes in the body. When Staphylococcus bacteria spread in the body system, there are a number of changes that one can experience. This can result to burning sensation within the individual, and this can be seen as fever from time to time or a situation where there is certain hotness coming from within. There can be skin manifestations in staphylococcal infection that can be given one periodic boils or rashes all over the body. In some people, such rashes can come around the pubic region or even leading to boils that can lead to blisters or even ulcers on the skin. It is possible for one to experience persistent headache in staphylococcal infection because the body fluid is already contaminated. Staphylococcus, as we know, is a form of bacteria. Any bacteria that is capable of spreading in the body system can lead to reactions in the body that can further damage body tissues. And when this occurs, it is possible for one to experience joint pains in form of infective arthritis. Part of this bacteria can spread deep into the tissues of the heart, affecting the valves of the heart. And when this occurs, you discover that there can be palpitation that some will start witnessing as if they have panic attack. When this is allowed to continue in the body system, it is possible for one to start getting tired easily. There are many people, by walking from one pole to another, they get tired, or by doing just something that is not supposed to be that tasking in terms of energy consumption, they discover that it's as if they don't have enough hair where they are located. All this can be as a result of weakness of the heart resulting from infection or spread of this bacteria we're talking about. When this bacteria is able to pollute the body fluid, it is possible for one to witness mouth odor. Mouth odor is a form of changes that is called halitosis, where people will start coming up with breath coming from within that is already polluted. There is no amount of time such people wash their mouth, you discover that the breath coming out is very offensive. All this can be as a result of pollution of the body system. It is possible, if any bacteria is able to dwell so long in the body system, to contaminate the whole body fluid and even damage nerves. When nerves are damaged, there can be tiredness. Not only this, it is possible for men to suffer a lot because this can degenerate to a situation where a man is unable to stand like a real man. When a man is unable to stand like a real man, it is seen as a serious challenge because the whole family can be affected. Part of the joy of the relationship can be stolen, and this can cause different rancors in the family. A man that is unable to stand as he should can find it difficult to get arousal. The desire for opposite sex can disappear, and once that arousal is not there, that is the ignition point. It means such a man will not be able to stand like a real man. In some people, the arousal can be there, but you discover that because nerves have been damaged, the transmission from the upper center down to the power point of man, that is in between his two thighs, can be weakened. When such occurs, you discover that such a man can even get arousal or is able to stand, but the type of standing that he has is not strong enough to help him to even get into the act. In some people, they make efforts to get into the act, but you discover that they are unable to spend more than a minute or more before they are exhausted. Mind you, before a man can be called a real man, such a man must be able to have the arousal as desired and also be able to sustain the energy he has been able to gather for a considerable length of time. That is when such a man can be able to make his partner happy when it comes to man-to-woman interaction. So such men do suffer from this from time to time. It's after knowing the root cause of the challenge that one will be able to know the right step to take for one to be totally free. Whenever you experience anything that we have been able to mention or other things, it's very important for one to visit a competent healthcare giver who will be able to run tests on one and pinpoint where the problem lies and provide solution. For more enlightenment and advice, the number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. Thank you all.
All right, you've been listening to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special promo package. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. At number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. Let's take our sponsor's message. Don't go away. We shall be right back.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, when they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support with country healthcare system. Liman, correct bakelistic ogbonge herbal medicine, they know they come out for public anyhow like a big basket. Full ground as every Christmas have been boundary. Sickness self sabi medicine will pass them. After all, monkey smart now because tree near tree is our forest. Heritage International will use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. When don't become Ubarugba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
You're welcome back to Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special promo package. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. At number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. Until we come your way again, remain blessed.
And that was a paid infomercial.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.